and the world that's watching, welcome to JCW's Legends and Icons here at the gathering of the motherfucking Juggalos. It is our thrill and honor to have gathered together for you the greatest wrestling legends ever assembled. You all know about our main event, Terry Funk taking on, give it up for Terry Funk. He's taking on Roddy Piper. As you know, it's my honor and privilege to call these matches for you and everyone watching at home. But tonight, I have a very special commentary partner that I'll be bringing out in just a moment. First, I want to introduce, of course, the heartbeat of JCW, the one and only DJ Clay. And my broadcast partner for this historic Wrestling Legends performance here in front of the best crowd in the world at the most insane event the world has ever seen, the gathering of the Juggalos. Whoop, whoop. I would like to introduce to you my very special commentary partner, direct from Long Island, New York. Give a warm Juggalo welcome to Mick Foley. Now, Mick Foley, it's an honor to have you here. So many great matches on the show. What do you think about the Midnight Express taking on the Rock and Roll Express?
With all due respect to both those great tag teams, I'd just like to take in the unique atmosphere and hear the name Cactus Sack chanted a little bit more. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, it's going to be an amazing tag team match. Those guys shed blood and tears all around the country, in different parts of the world, and we expect them to do it tonight, right here at the gathering of the Juggalos.
Absolutely. And of course, our very first match of the night, Tito Santana versus Greg the Hammer Valentine inside a steel cage. And Mick, do you have any thoughts on the big battle royal?
You know, these matches just keep coming. They just kept coming along. You know, I as a fan, and I still love this stuff, could not believe the card that the Juggalos had assembled. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to calling it. I don't even know who the hell is in the battle royal. I just know I'm going to enjoy it.
And that's something you have in common, Mick, with everybody here in attendance and everyone watching around the world.
Yeah, let me tell you something. It is like a reunion. It's like a Hall of Fame back there, except there's more Hall of Famers than are in the Hall of Fame events. So it's unbelievable. You guys are going to love the surprises they've got on tap for you.
Absolutely. So give it up for Mick Foley, Juggalos. And without further ado, DJ Clay is going to spin, and we're going to throw it back to Bill Apter for the interview.
Bill Apter on special assignment out there in the arena. The cage has been erected. Tito Santana. In that steel cage will be you and Greg the Hammer Valentine. There's quite a history of a feud between the two of you about the Intercontinental title.
There's quite a history. You know, there's two things that I'll never forget about Greg the Hammer Valentine and Tito Santana. It's the surgery that I had at the hands of Greg the Hammer Valentine, and after I chased him for over a year, the longest feud in professional wrestling, and what he did to the belt, destroyed the belt in the ring, so I can't wait to step into the ring in a cage match. Arriba!
Tito, he's waiting for you. Let's go to ringside. Let's take it to KG and Mick Foley.
Hey, did you know Bill Apter did the video and photos at my wedding 20 years ago? He sure did, man.
Did he hook you up on the bro rate?
He took pretty good care of me because I didn't have a whole lot going on, so I needed that bro rate.
That is the move. Bill Apter, a wrestling legend. Great to have him here. David Penzer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your opening contest at JCW's Legends and Icons, a steel cage match. The winner is whoever scores the first pinfall. Introducing first. From Seattle, Washington, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Oh man, after all these years, he just exudes that warmth. You can see it. He's a warm, he's a cuddly guy.
Very fuzzy, very cuddly, and a legend in his own right. I couldn't imagine the damage this man has done to his body's faces performance over so many decades.
And maybe none more so than his opponent tonight, Tito Santana. You know something? There are opponents who just seem to bring out the best in each other, and that's the case with Valentine and Santana.
Absolutely. This is, of course, an historic feud. This match in particular is a rematch of their incredible match in Baltimore, Maryland, inside of a steel cage.
I was there no. I was watching on television. It was great televised match. That's why we have it 25 years later. Or is it 26? 26.
One of the original breakout Mexican and Latin American in the United States.
You know, I was at the WWE Hall of Fame inductions when Tito was inducted, and he gave Greg the Hammer a lot of credit for bringing out the best in him. Like I said, these two guys just have a classic rivalry. Hopefully we're going to see some of that here tonight.
I'm sure we will. When you lock two legends and icons inside of a steel cage at the gathering with the Juggalos, so many factors, so many variables. Take a look here, referee. Buck Bubbles giving some last-second instructions here. You better stay in between those two.
Hey, do you think David Penzer is really just a poor man's Jeremy Borash?
Some say. Bell is running the wrong way, Nick, when you see Greg Valentine with those signature hammer-like forearms.
Oh, man, thick hammer-like forearms. Should probably mention right off the bat that he is the son of the legendary Johnny Valentine. So I don't think there's a whole lot of warmth going around in the Valentine family come dinner time.
Absolutely. I don't know how much family time they spend together. Not a lot of time huddled up under the Christmas tree or even at
Probably not, but Valentine just put the brakes on, so he did not go head first into the mesh.
Very astute call, Mick. You're no stranger to the steel cage now. No, Santana returns the favor with a block of his own.
I have to believe here that the edge is going to go to Greg the Hammer, who I believe is more active. He's still out there on the wrestling scene. Tito's a businessman. Tito does different things. His 8x10 is up in the same hot dog shop in New Jersey as mine is. So I know these little tricks of the trade.
You guys have both been honored. Amazing, and you deserve it. Look at that now, driving Valentine's head right into that steel cage.
I was asked about the difference between the blue bars and the steel mesh.
Absolutely.
And I say, you know what? The bars are good for climbing, but when it's all about getting nasty and just raking the face. There's nothing like that visual right there.
Look at that.
Like a shred a head of cabbage. That's what they used to do in the old days.
Absolutely.
To show what it could do, just take that cabbage and shred it, brother.
And steel, because you know it has no give. That will slice and dice the forehead and even Julian in the face.
I'm a guy who grew up under the calls of Gorilla Monsoon, and he would call it the unforgiving steel.
Absolutely. Tito Santana in control. That business background keeping him in the gym, keeping him well trained. But again, remember, you can never count this cold lizard-like man down.
Looks like Valentine's been lacerated here due to that steel cage.
The unforgiving steel cage is the great Gino Monsoon referred to it. Valentine firing away with those chops.
Big chop, big chop.
Chops.
It comes to the heaviest hitters in the history of the business, and inside of the thigh. That's the inside of the thigh. Valentine's always up there in that top 10.
Unbelievable. And it's the same knee that Greg Valentine targeted in their September 1984 match that saw Valentine consider that Intercontinental strap, Nick.
He was just going for that figure four, not quite there yet. A guy like Valentine's methodical. He likes to wear opponents down. He was not quite ready for the figure four, but hey, why not give it a try?
Absolutely. On any given day, any man can beat another, and nothing to it but to do it. You got to give it a shot, give it a try. Valentine's firing back, trying to fire back here, and he does.
Tito's still got that fire, but I don't know if anybody wants to go toe-to-toe with Greg the Hammer inside the unforgiving steel.
Absolutely not. That out on his feet. Maybe out on his feet here, out on his mat, out on his back.
You see Greg asking for a sign of penance, but actually I think that's just a way to draw, at least playing possum more or less. Not just a hammer, he's a possum.
Absolutely. Look at Santana. What? Returning the favor. No, he turns it into a small package, McFoley. 2.
Oh.
This is, of course, a pinfalls rules
Very
steel
close
cage
too,
match.
and I got to tell you, I mean, I've heard legendary stories about the Juggalos here. I don't want to see riots, but I believe if any match here ends by small package, we will have one.
Absolutely. Santana firing away that hot Latin temper. Look at that eye rake. Wait a minute. Dangerously close to the corner, McFoley. Foot on the ropes for leverage. He got him. Valentine got him.
Here's your winner, Greg Valentine.
I can't believe it. I believe the viewers at home clearly saw those feet upon the ropes.
I do, but when you're Greg Valentine, you've been in the business as long as he has. You developed a very deep bag of tricks, and the hammer reached into that bag tonight.
He sure did. It's a deep and dark bag of tricks full of a lot of treachery, evil, ruthlessness, and it all goes back to that blood on the face of Greg Valentine does not flow warm like the blood of a mammal, Mick. It is cold blood. Look at it.
I'll take your word for it. It seemed to energize the hammer here tonight. Didn't seem fazed by it. It seemed to energize him and energize our crowd here at Cave and Rock. Beautiful Cave and Rock, Illinois.
Beautiful, lovely downtown Cave and Rock, Illinois, home of the 12th annual gathering of the Juggalos. This Legends and Icons show, just part of the 24 hours a day of entertainment that goes on for 4 complete days. Music, wrestling,
Hey,
comedy.
Spencer, you'll never beat Jeremy Borash, Spencer. Poor man's JB.
Look at this. He's giving Greg Valentine is that an award or some sort of a trophy-like plaque?
You know, the awards that Greg is used to is the PWI Most Hated, which he was, I believe, in 75, 79, 83, but it seems like it's a peace offering here between Greg and Tito, perhaps a sign of respect.
Greg won that. You know, this is eerily reminiscent of when Greg Valentine destroyed that Intercontinental belt of Tito's. That was Greg's trophy for this match. Wow.
Didn't expect that one.
Tito Santana, again, that hot Latin temper. I don't know if it's the Cholula or the Tapatio or what it is, but he's hot about losing that match. And look, that award is broken into pieces.
It's not the hammer's fault. I have to tell you, to the younger crowd here, Tito may be coming across like a sore loser. I'm just calling it like I see it. I got a lot of respect for the man. I like him a great deal, but he's the grapes seem to be kind of sour in that part of Mexico where he's from.
Absolutely. Tacula, Mexico, I do believe.
He had the foot on the ropes, man. He had the foot on the ropes. Oh, what a whiner, huh?
Unbelievable, you know. You win some, you lose some. Go to the pavement.
Oh, headbutt on the ropes.
I've heard that story before. So we got some more great flavor in store here. Mick Foley, again, an honor to be here with you, bringing you this live flavor. This is live. This is internet pay-per-view. Tens of thousands here in attendance. And now that steel cage is coming down.
Are we gonna show this motley ring crew?
They certainly have a lot in number.
Yeah, well, they want to deconstruct this cage quickly, and they want to get on with the show, and that's good. There are a lot of people out there. We need up and down quickly, brother. It's like
with the quickness. Now I know that
I'm throwing a couple too many brothers around. I hope you don't mind, brother.
Hey, brother, it's an honor to be called brother by a brother of another mother like you. Someone I've looked up to, and I know I'm not the only one. I know thousands of people listening or watching right now. We've all been influenced and inspired by your work in the ring, on the mic, and behind the pen.
Well, listen, I appreciate that very much, and I hope people know I don't mean any disrespect. I'm trying to have a little fun, you know,
absolutely,
with a great Hall of Famer like Tito Santana. The truth is, like I said in the ring, I'm flattered just to be here calling this stuff. This is a card you just don't see. It's really difficult to compare it to anything because I've never seen anything quite like it. Backstage, you know, it is like a communal feeling. Guys who haven't seen each other in 10, 20 years picking up conversations where they left off decades earlier.
And it all comes back to that theme of family. There's family in the ring, there's family in the dressing room, and there's family as far as the eye can see.
Those guys in the ring crew are all family?
They might be part of a traveling circus family. You can see there is some resemblance in the lower abdominal region. Some interesting fashion choices.
Hey, you know what? You've got to admire both the gut and the guts of that of the lady. She's rocking that style. I say if you got it, flaunt it, and she's doing it really well here.
Absolutely, it does accentuate her curves. Now, I'm not sure if Bill Apter is standing by, and any time Bill Apter can take it away with an interview, but if not, we're going to just count down the moments here. We've got a big battle royal.
Speaking of countdown, did you know I had a book called Countdown to Lockdown? Just came out in paperback about 5 or 6 weeks ago.
Well, I'll tell you, Mick Foley, I bought the original hardcover edition when it came out direct from Amazon.com. And further, I liked it so much I purchased it again on my Kindle for reading on the plane.
Well, thank you very much. This may come across as odd, but I've got a big television show I'm participating in, and didn't actually have my books in my home. So I went through the experience of ordering 6 of my books on Amazon. I actually canceled one order under reason given. You know, sure. I said, well, I'm the author, and I found an extra one laying around my house. So you're not the only one who orders my books.
You know, fans out there, Mick Foley, besides being a legend in the ring, a true legend of the pen, of the spoken word, the written word, your books, your acting career. I mean, what can't you do, Mick?
Well, I can't tell this story as well as Kevin Nash because he's the only other guy who had this experience where we drove up to Cave-In Rock and saw a ferry boat there. A ferry that took us across it took him. The difference between me and Kevin is he got there before 10 o'clock. I saw Cave-In Rock on the other side of the river and then was told that it was an hour-and-a-half drive to get there. I said, it's 800 feet away. I'm sorry, it's an hour-and-a-half drive. So, as you know, I was tardy. I was tardy tonight. It took me 13 hours to get here, but now I'm raring to go. And I'm coffee-free. I'm amphetamine-free. I can't claim to be carbohydrate-free, though. Oh! Oh, yeah!
Yes.
Oh, hook me up.
Whoa. Hook us up, indeed. The power of that high five knocking us off the air just for one moment in time.
And now guys at home are like, you know, now I know why Vince McMahon used to yell at this sorry SOB.
Please.
I'd never get away with a line like that about carbohydrates. Good times, man.
Good times indeed, Mick. You know, I'm looking forward. We have an incredibly loaded Battle Royal moments away. We could run down the card here for a moment.
Yeah, let's do it.
The big Battle Royal coming up. We'll get into that in a bit. But another great match coming up. Bob Backland, one of the greatest wrestling champions of all time. A man who, as you know, Mick, held that WWF world title for well over 5 years.
Can we use the F word here?
We sure can.
Federation. And Bob, look, first of all, he hasn't aged in 20 years. I think he sleeps in a vat of pickle juice.
Yes.
And he looks like he can do the Harvard step test for an hour without breaking a sweat.
Go ahead and throw it backstage to the Headbanger interview.
Hey, we got the Headbangers standing by right now, Mick Foley, and they have some words to share courtesy of the great Bill Apter.
Sure they do.
Bill After once again backstage here at Legends and Icons. Hey guys, come on in. The Headbangers.
Guess what? We're in a battle royal. And that's just
You're in a battle royal with.
We're in a battle. How come you're in this nice tux, but you have these funky sneakers on?
Anyway, what makes
Oh
you
my
guys
God.
think you're going to win this battle royal?
Because it's right up our alley.
They're a
It's like
legend.
a big mosh pit. We're gonna take everybody and throw them right over the top rope.
Back to you, Mick and Kevin. Let's go to the ring. What did you do,
I
man?
didn't talk yet. I want to talk about how I'm gonna win the battle royal. What's wrong with you? What's with those hairs coming out of the bottom of his nose right there?
What if you guys are together at the end? Who's going to win?
Shave your head.
Let's go back to ringside. Thanks a lot, guys.
I mean, can you believe that, Mick Foley? A man like Bill After being treated like that?
I've never, in all my years, I've never seen anyone play with Bill's comb-over. This is history making right here. That's a great camera shot, you guys. All right, there we go. I'll turn to the camera.
And that elaborate history of people not playing with Bill After's comb-over also includes his wife.
Possibly so, but that's just another example. You see Mosh and Thrash are together, a great tag team. Haven't been seen in at least a decade, right?
Yes.
I mean, on the national scene. Here tonight, just one of the surprises that the Juggalos have on tap. I'm really, truly impressed, and that's coming from somebody who just traveled 13 hours to get here.
13 hours indeed. That's the kind of commitment and love Mick Foley, a.k.a. Cactus Sack, a.k.a. Mankind, a.k.a. Dude Love, a.k.a. Mrs. Foley's baby boy. All of that and more is here. Look at this crowd. Have you ever seen an atmosphere at a wrestling show like this?
It's crazy, man. In doing my prep work, my homework, I looked at some of the videos and I saw some pretty unsavory stuff. But these fans are really, they're respecting the guys. They're here to have a good time. They're not here to make anybody feel bad. I'm really digging the atmosphere that the Juggalos are providing me. Hey, you'll never be JB, pal, okay? Poor man.
Lots of shout-outs here to the...
There's some heat there.
Heat between Penzer and Borash.
No, heat between me and Penzer. It's on that level of Undertaker, Brock Lesnar.
What about on the level of like an Al Snow Mick Foley heat?
No, because that's a fun heat. This is like a hatred. This is, hey, you'll never be JB, brother.
Unbelievable Penzer sub. Well, he has the best seat in the house there to peep this eye candy, Mick. He's now subject to the taunts and jibes of a multiple-time best-selling author.
And Penzer's spinning a little bit back there. He and Bill After may get together and talk about future come-overs. I like, you know what, I can't even pretend not to like people. I like Dave Penzer.
Absolutely. And David Penzer, if you're ready, we're going to throw it down.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest is an Eliminations for Generations Rumble-style Battle Royal. The first two participants will enter the ring. Each 60 seconds thereafter, another participant will enter. You are eliminated by going over the top rope and your feet hitting the floor. The final person inside the ring is the winner. Introducing the first two participants.
Whoa, you know what that means?
It means I can finally prove that me and Hacksaw Jim Duggan are not the same person.
Introducing first, Hacksaw Jim Duggan!
Take a look. Hacksaw Jim Duggan also in that elite hall of fame that somehow doesn't include many of the greatest wrestlers of all time. But Jim Duggan deserves to be there.
Freudian slip. Not only does Jim get a reaction everywhere he goes, I mean, around the country and the world, he's one of the universally acknowledged nice guys in this business. Always a pleasure to see Jim, even if I do get confused quite often for him.
Absolutely. You can call Mick Foley anything, but don't call him Jim Duggan and don't call him late for dinner, David Penzer.
And the second participant.
There's one half of the Headbangers and moshing right on stage, Mick Foley. It's Headbanger Mosh.
This is what we call a curious contrast in style.
Yes, indeed. Two different generations of wrestling. Jim Duggan, of course, has remained on top of the scene for a very long time. The Headbangers have been disappeared. We can hear you, the world can hear you, because Jim Duggan is saying, ho!
listen, in this atmosphere, I'd just like to say that I may have borrowed the thumbs up from Jim Duggan. I think quietly I always thought that I had stolen it from Arthur Fonzarelli, but in wrestling, I think Jim had it before I did.
Arthur Fonzarelli, of course, the great Henry Winkler, an inspiration to a generation who continues to do so through the power of TV Land and other forms of great programming.
It's amazing. One of the quiet, small blessings in my life is watching my kids watch the Fonz and them thinking he's every bit as cool as I did.
Absolutely. Now look at this. Lock up, collar and elbow tie up. Duggan got that raw strength and experience.
I got to tell you, Hacksaw and I had a great experience along with Jim Ross and Jerry Briscoe from WWE. We were at the National Wrestling Hall of Fame in Waterloo, Iowa. Hacksaw was inducted. I was the MC. And all-time amateur wrestling legend Dan Gable was there. The only thing wilder would be if Dan Gable showed up at the gathering.
You know,
30 seconds to the next participant.
I believe once or twice I've heard the Iron Sheik mention the credentials of the great Dan Gable, Mick. Once or twice, I could be mistaken.
Because Dan Gable is to amateur wrestling what Mark Spitz is to swimming. Like, there may come greater athletes, but he's the go-to guy that I will always use and refuse to be accused of being dated.
Synonymous.
Not many people dated me.
15 seconds.
15 seconds. You can feel the electricity here. Headbanger Mosh just choking Jim Duggan on the ropes. Referee's USA champ goes up. Count along here.
Is Cajun Rock in the USA? Because it seems to be in its own little world.
It is. Who's next? Wait a minute. That music can only mean one thing, Mick Foley. Wait a minute, I hear that signature saxophone riff.
I hear it too, but I don't see anybody coming. This was going to be my ploy if I ever did another Royal Rumble, just not to come down to the ring until late in the match.
It's a very smart way to win the match. Wait a minute.
Is that Ronnie, Hands of Stone Garvin?
Rugged Ronnie Garvin, I can't believe it. David Penzer speechless.
I don't need Penzer to tell me that's Ronnie, Hands of Stone Garvin. Penzer, give me that mic. Give me that microphone. It's Ronnie, Hands of Steel Garvin.
Welcome, Hands of Stone, Ronnie Garvin to the gathering.
Now that we know there's no use for Dave Penzer, let's get him out of here, security.
Well said.
30 seconds remaining to the next participant.
Look at Ronnie Garvin, that signature ring gear as he ties up with Jim Duggan. These guys spend as much time with the tailor as they do in the gym, but look at the power. Look at Duggan. Beard, spit, hair, flying.
And Ronnie Hands, I mean, you don't get given that name.
Right.
I mean, you earn that name, Hands of Stone, Ronnie Garvin. This guy could bring it. He had a successful stint in WWE, but probably best known for being an NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Absolutely. And, you know, just like that, it's like the flashbulb on a picture. He hits you with that hand, it's over. Indeed.
5,
Wait, we might have an elimination here. 1 out, 1 in, possibly.
1.
Wait a minute. You know what? Now it's about the numbers game.
Exactly. Look at that.
Take a look. Headbanger Thrasher's in there now. Mosh and Thrash are working as a team. This is the Headbangers Reunion Tour. First stop exclusive gathering of the Juggalos.
And we see Hacksaw and Ronnie going over a little non-verbal communication, trying to even up the sides.
Unbelievable. So many great matches ahead, but what a match we have right here. Look at the... Oh!
Need to point out that only here will you get this kind of information. Ronnie Garvin, possibly one of the thriftiest men in the history of the business, apparently dwarfs what I did, and I accomplished a lot in that respect.
Really?
Oh, he could pinch a penny until Abe Lincoln was screaming, brother.
Until Abe Lincoln taps out.
Let go of me.
Unbelievable. You know, Mick Foley, legendary for so many things. We're learning more and more facets of the great legends as we watch the Headbangers here just disrespect another legend. These sort of heel tactics, you know, how are you going to disrespect a man synonymous with this great country of ours?
30 seconds to the next participant.
Jim Duggan firing away, no slouch, of course.
Hacksaw's still bringing it, obviously.
We all remember Jim Duggan, of all things, famous for a great series of tuxedo street fights with the great Ted DiBiase.
The old Mid-South area. That's one of those things that I clamored to get a videotape of back in the late 80s when I was trying to still, you know, trying to perfect the craft.
Absolutely. Good old Tempo Television in New York delivering that TV. I was there, Mick Foley. And now, speaking of here, who's next in this battle royal here at the Gathering? Wait a minute.
Could it be?
Carlito's got an open container. Anything goes at the Gathering of the Juggalos. Cold beer in hand, afro intact. Take a look, Mick.
I love it, man. You don't see that anywhere else. I love it. I dig it.
This is Come As You Are. This is Generations. Eliminations for Generations. Carlito Colon, the son, of course, of the legendary Puerto Rican icon, the great Carlos Colon.
Here's the strange thing. Carlito spit in my face even though I wanted to be cool. He doesn't just pick out people who are not cool. It's people that don't want to be cool. So it goes to show you that ambition counts for a lot here in the Juggalos.
Absolutely. Carlito taking his time, feeling some of those carbs and 4.5 alcohol percent content of that great Budweiser beer, brewed, of course, in the near the hometown of the great Cowboy Bob Orton, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. A little bit of a Mexican standoff here, so to speak. Carlito's trying to team up with Duggan. Working collaboration here. Carlito, I would say at this moment, the youngest of all the competitors in the ring. He's got that fire, got that spirit. A man who was not able to hold his tongue. A man so passionate about wrestling, he didn't want to play ball with the politics, Mick.
Well, we're right here. He came away refreshed. I mean, that's the way it goes. Sometimes people need to leave the national scene for a while to rediscover that passion. As much as I love the two main national groups, you know, it can be a grind, and sometimes you have to leave to rediscover the fun and all the things that made you a fan to begin with.
Absolutely. Sometimes when people's careers end, they're gone for an episode, they're gone for an hour. Carlito has stepped away from the spotlight, but he returns tonight here at the Gathering to face off with two men, to my knowledge, he's never tangled with before.
You know, Roddy did a good job.
8, 7,
good job, Roddy.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoa! Mick Foley, a man, I believe you hosted his birthday party recently.
I did indeed, man.
Take a look. Wow, Jimmy Snuka, the Superfly, a man, Mick Foley, you were famously in the ring, in the front row at Madison Square Garden watching that famous Superfly dive.
It's not a stretch to say that if not for that night, I may not be here. Not specifically in this table, but that goes without saying. I mean, in here as being part of the wrestling scene. What an influence that guy was on me.
Absolutely, brudda, and the word brudda never more true than the great barefooted superstar direct from the Fiji Islands.
To go back to that day, for the fans out there who don't know, it was October of 1983. Jimmy came off the top of the cage in Madison Square Garden, and it left me with this absolute feeling of wanting to make people feel the way that I felt at that moment.
Legendary moment, of course.
Yeah,
look at
the respect.
Not just the competitors in the ring, every person at this event, and in fact, everyone watching at home, get up out of your chair and give some love to the great Superfly. Wait a minute, look at Jim Duggan. Jim Duggan just eliminated Mosh.
Mosh has been eliminated. 30 seconds to the next participant.
A little bit of an homage to one and an adios to another, Mick.
A little bit. There are no friends in love or war or rumbles.
A lot of acquaintances in professional wrestling.
Are we allowed to call this thing a rumble? It's a royal is. It's a battle royal.
It's royale.
Oh, royale.
Similar to a royale with cheese, as Samuel Jackson enjoys when in the great continent of Europe.
You know why they call it royale?
Why is that?
The metric system. Quarter pounder doesn't mean anything.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
Similar to how in France they don't have a word for courage, but I digress. Who's next, Mick Foley? Who's coming out here? Eliminations for Generations Rumble Royale rules.
Is this like a hypothetical question? I don't know who's coming out.
Whoa. Talk about a smile that can light up a room. One of the most charming, most pleasant, most talented, most muscular. Just look at that smile. Look at his mug. Tony Atlas is here, Mr. USA.
Another guy who seems to have that pickle juice. He looks. I say that because pickles.
They don't age.
They prevent things from aging.
You know,
it would not be a stretch to say that Atlas has his own pickle bed at home.
And I've heard it said, Mick, that black don't crack. And we're seeing it. Look, I mean, beautiful skin. I don't know if he's got a hyperbolic chamber or what it is. He hasn't missed a day in the gym. Whoa! Beautiful headbutt. Synonymous with many of the great African wrestling and Samoan-based wrestling superstars of all time.
You're going out there on that limb, but sometimes that's where the best fruit is, man.
Absolutely.
The late, great Brian Pillman told me that. Don't be afraid to go out on the limb. That's where the fruit grows.
Roddy Piper once told me that the middle of the road is the most dangerous place to walk.
Hey, and Mr. Miyagi told me the same exact thing.
Wow.
Stay on one side of the road, fine. Stay on the other, fine. Go in the middle, boom, squash like grape.
This is Juggalo Championship Wrestling presents Legends and Icons. Nothing but love and respect for all these icons in the ring. Whoa. That signature music can only mean one thing. You can see Jim Duggan getting into position here.
And signature music means that I don't know my signature music. Oh my goodness.
Whoa. I know you have this in your iPod. Look at the reaction.
Whoa.
Look at the size of this man mountain.
You're my son's favorite wrestler, Big Daddy V.
Big Daddy V, the favorite of Mick Foley's sons.
Not anymore, but for a period of time, there was a Big Daddy drawing on a refrigerator.
Wow.
Maybe for a year, yeah, maybe for a year.
Did he use a few pieces of oak tag to draw it, or did it just fit on one, 17 by 24 sheet? I know Dewey's quite a talented kid. He could draw very well. Might be something for the future eBay files.
No, this was, Dewey's now 19. This was Mickey. Yeah. You like a lot of the wrestlers, they see my kids and still think they're the ones who are beyond the mat.
Look at this Snuka locking up with Viscera.
Officially, my last match in WWE was the Royal Rumble in 2008. And Big Daddy V, he sat on my head. He sat on my head when I was in the corner and did damage to me.
I'm very grateful, as well as the viewers at home, that it did not, in fact, pop your head like a pimple. We don't want your brain on the mat and turnbuckle like a popped whitehead, Mick Foley. You have too much to give to this business, just like every legend in the ring. Look at the sweat fly off the back of Duggan as those powerful smet. There goes Duggan, just like that. Oh, no.
That's going to take more than just Carlito. Oh, no, I like that. I like it.
Well, that's an honor coming from you, Mick. He's got, now, if Mr. USA gets in on this, they might have enough strength here.
9, 8,
no.
7, 6,
Viscera fly, Big Daddy V, call him what you will.
3,
What can we call him now that he's not? What's the copyright here?
Call him Big Daddy V. He is Viscera. Call him what you will.
But don't call him late for dinner.
Don't call him late for dinner, and don't sit next to him on the airplane, brother. Take a look at Rob Conway, the submissionary Rob Conway, a great JCW superstar. What?
Whoa, Hacksaw.
Taking a shot at Conway. Conway is no joke. He's gifted as a striker.
And he kind of no-sold that big forearm from Hacksaw, so you know he's tough.
He sure did. Tony Atlas standing down. Wait a minute. Are you kidding me?
A little double bicep showdown. I think every wrestler with a great physique has to give a tip of the hat to Tony, Mr. USA Atlas, because he was one of the first guys with that amazing physique to take it to the next level and make it part of his, his persona in professional wrestling.
Absolutely. Great superstar out of Roanoke, Virginia, former WWF Tag Team
Remember when me, you, and Jake and Barbarian were together in WCW? Come on over. You want to say a few words? Come on over here.
Tony Atlas seems to be joining Mick Foley on commentary.
Well, I tell you, I have wrestled all over the world, but let me tell you, these guys here, they rough. What more can I say? They're rough. They really want to win this, and this is the greatest wrestling show on earth, and I'm glad to be a part of it. But I'm coming back next year, brother, bigger and badder than ever.
Wow. World exclusive. Tony Atlas will be back at the Gathering, and from the looks of that pose-off, he might be in there with Rob Conway next time.
You know what? I just realized this is my gimmick. I'm going to be the commentator who invites the entrants over after they've been eliminated.
Good to get those personal thoughts. Wait a minute, countdown again here. Of course, Headbanger Thrasher was eliminated during Tony Atlas's guest spot.
Probably something we should have noted, right?
I noted it, we just didn't call it.
Okay. We made a mental note.
Whoa!
Yeah, Zach.
The great Zach Gowen. This is a kid who's got to be an underdog, but also an odds-on favorite for this. He beat cancer, he beat Vince McMahon, what more? And he beat his own personal demons, Mick, to become a man on. Whoa!
Oh, man. Conway's just nasty out there.
Submissionary Rob Conway, a deadly force to be reckoned with, of course. Zach Gowen and Submissionary Rob Conway, part of Bloody Mania tomorrow night, live on pay-per-view. Only $5, Mick Foley.
Bloody Mania.
Bloody Mania 5.
Bloody Mania. Listen, I'm not telling this story just so I can put over the fact that I've visited troops at DC hospitals, but I have visited troops at DC hospitals. Zach Gowen's a huge inspiration to a lot of those people in particular. Oh!
What? Wait, Rob Conway just ripped off the prosthetic leg. No. You know, Zach Gowen's overcome so many things, and now he hasn't been able to even enter the ring. Referee Drew Taylor trying to get that prosthetic leg, valued at over $15,000.
$15,000.
Purchased for him, in fact, by actually Vincent K. McMahon.
You're kidding me.
Purchased Zach Gowen 2 legs.
That's a true story.
Whoa!
Staff Sergeant Joshua. Oh, Carlito eliminated himself to stand up for the honor of Zach Gowen.
But of course, Mick, as you mentioned, your charity work, legendary, and it's great to know that Zach is an inspiration to those great heroes of
this. Yeah, this was don't want to disrespect Doink. There he comes, the original Doink.
Take a look. Often imitated, never duplicated.
Never duplicated. Hey, I got in some serious heat, brother, when we talked about characters on the WWE Roundtable, and some people took offense to my admiration of Doink. I thought he was a great character. I thought he was a great heel. Matt Osborne. Matt Bourne is a great wrestler. To me, one of the most underrated guys in the history of the business. Had his demons. Carlito
getting that beer back.
Carlito.
Mick Foley's calling for Carlito. Carlito's checking to see if TJ Clay. Hey, Carlito. Carlito, he's favoring you, man.
No selling the hardcore legend.
Unbelievable.
What's going on here? Can we try to get word to the back that I've got a new gimmick here? Okay. Yep.
Wait a minute. Superfly's out.
Superfly Jimmy Snuka has been eliminated.
In addition to Carlito being eliminated, there goes Snuka. And look at Conway.
Swept the leg.
Swept the leg. That's the good leg of Zach Gowen. Conway, and look at Viscera and the great Matt Bourne, Doink the Clown, call him what you will. I agree with you, Mick Foley. Sometimes politics and personal vendettas, they attempt to rewrite history and tell a new story that's not exactly true. You can deny Doink's accomplishments and achievements.
One of the great lessons that Matt Bourne taught me in World-Class Championship Wrestling, he said, you don't rake the eyes because you have to. You rake the eyes because you want to. That's what makes somebody a truly bad guy, or heel, as we say in the vernacular of the business.
Absolutely, if we shoot with you. Rob Conway tearing away at Zach. Wait a minute. Now that.
Yeah.
Now let me tell you about Eugene. Eugene has been Zach Gowen's biggest fan and supporter. He joined JCW basically to follow the career and travel the roads with Zach. He's Zach's #1 fan. But recently on one of our pay-per-views, the admiration crossed into what I call the dark side of retarded. Eugene fell out with Zach, and now we're seeing these are the first time these two guys have seen each other.
But we're going to clarify that you would put it that way, not me. Okay.
The opinions of KG Kevin Gill do not in any way reflect the opinions of the great Mick Foley.
Jimmy! Superfly! Jimmy!
Superfly's joining us on commentary here for just a moment. Take a look at the ring.
How does it feel to be out there in front of these amazing fans here at the gathering?
You know what, brother? The most important thing is that one guy with that one leg, he's a genius.
He is.
And you got to respect what he's doing. It was a pleasure for me to be in there. And you know what? He had the opportunity to kick me out of that ring.
He didn't take it. He didn't take it out of respect. What a great sign of respect it was for you, Jimmy, when every person in this venue stood up and cheered, including the people in the ring.
You know what? The fans are the greatest people in the world. I respect them. And you know what, brother? The love that I have for all these wonderful people in this world, and especially for this beautiful kid that tossed me out.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you.
I like waiting here online. This is my new gimmick. I'm interviewing people on their way out of the Royal. All right, thank you. Thank you, brother.
Keep it up, bro.
Thank you. Love you.
Thank you very much.
Superfly.
Thank you.
Come on over here. All right, thank you. Man, I've got this new gimmick where I interview people after they come out of the Royal. Vince hasn't thought of yet, so put on the headsets and tell me a little bit about the gathering.
Hey, Mick, I'll tell you what, the gathering is a phenomenal thing, man. It seems like I went to the center of the earth, and I went to this carnival at the center of the earth, and all these freaks are out here, and you know what? They take freak to a whole new level than what I took it to in '92. But I'll tell you something, Mick. You know what? I never rake a guy in the eyes because I have to.
Right.
I do it because I want to.
Whoa.
And that big son of a gun, that viscera, whatever it is, I had to rake his eyes. I wanted to rake his eyes. I didn't have to. So what? He doubles my weight. I don't give a damn. I could kick his ass in that ring. I could kick his ass out in the street, and I don't care. You know what? It was illegal what he did. The referees wouldn't let me go back in there. And you know what? I'll take all three of those referees and I'll kick their asses out in the street too. I don't care. I'll take them in there. It doesn't fucking matter to me because I am the man. I don't do it because I have to. I do it, damn it, because I like it.
Whoa. Unbelievable. Some eliminations happening here, Mick. This is out of control.
And deep taking the ring.
2, 1.
Rob Conway did not fall through those ropes to the floor. He's still on the apron.
I'm still ironing out this new gimmick of mine. I don't know if we should be talking over the entrances or not. I just know I've got something good here, and I'm capitalizing on it.
Now, speaking of something good, take a look at the great. Call him Glenn Gilberti, call him Disco with a Q, call him what you will.
You know, I wouldn't call him great. Perhaps that's just being a little bit too liberal with the word.
Sure.
And like, for example,
Well, like the great Kabuki, or what are we talking about, Mick?
No, I was going to get a cheap DDP knock in there, and the problem is that it would actually hurt his feelings, so I'm not going to go there.
Well, you know, DDP, of course, the power behind that great YRG series, changing lives of veterans, of regular folks. Look at this, wait. Zach Gowen did he just eliminate Eugene?
I believe he did. I believe it may have been accidental in nature, though.
What? I don't know. Those guys do have an animosity now, and they are facing each other tomorrow night. First time ever on Bloody Mania 5. Dave Penzer, no Jeremy Borash.
30 seconds to the final participant of the Battle Royal.
The final four-man.
Seems oblivious to that elimination. Whoa. Now look at that, Conway and Brutus, the Barber Brother Brutai. Call him what you will. So many names, so many gimmicks. And here he is. Look at this standoff. Viscera, Beefcake, Inferno, Gowen, Conway. Whoa, no. Wait a minute, look at this.
Oh, there goes.
Beefcake has been eliminated.
He's hot. Brother Brutus wanted that winner's share of the purse.
Can we get a shot? I believe Brother Brutus has a nipple piercing.
Eugene has been
Really?
eliminated.
It looks like it to me.
Cameraman Zoom, as the great Iron Sheik would say.
Maybe clear that up when he comes out here.
Could be an errant piece of glitter. Eugene is eliminated. Brother Brutus is eliminated.
Brutus!
2,
Brutus!
1.
Let's see if that thing is. No, it's.
And the final participant
Yeah!
in this contest, Rikishi!
Whoa! Legendary Samoan superstar, the incredible. Call him Rikishi, call him Junior Fatu, call him what you will. This big man can move. He is part of a great Samoan dynasty in professional wrestling. I mean, what more can you say? Over 20 years in the business, started at I believe, 17 years old, Mick. And someone who was involved wrestling at Madison Square Garden at a very young age.
Oh, man, that's right. And a main event with Roddy Piper. When he was known as the Tonga Kid, I believe he was the youngest person to ever main event Madison Square Garden. What a career he's had. When I met him in 1988, he was part of an unbelievable tag team, the Samoan SWAT team. And man, they were tough customers. They were as good as any team that I've ever seen at just physically decimating and intimidating opponents.
And 1,000,000%, you know, that Samoan dynasty, look at Rikishi firing up here, but such a legendary family, often confused. The Tonga Kid is a different person, well related to Rikishi.
You are exactly right. So,
but
what
often,
and thanks for making me look bad. I'm sure a lot of our fans would have known the difference until you shown us huge spotlight on it that I don't really know what I'm talking about.
No, Mick Foley, you do know what you're talking about.
Let me clarify,
look
because
at the standoff.
A lot of people yell and talk about greatest of all time. I sincerely believe that when it came to intimidating and physically dominating opponents, the Samoan SWAT team was as good as any team I've ever seen.
Of course, legendary team. Whoa, look at Rikishi. Boom. You know, it's not too many men that can make Rikishi almost look small.
Oh, and the dexterity. It's just amazing.
Super kicks all around. Rikishi is the big man with the, wait a minute. I've been waiting for this all night, worth the price of admission. Listen to the sirens go off here. Welcome to Stinkface Country, Disco. No, he's cinching up that Samoan-like Japanese sumo-inspired. Oh my God.
I'm going to borrow a page from this man. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that.
Look at that. What a maneuver. Wow. Wait a minute. No. Are you kidding me?
Rikishi has been eliminated.
Listen to the crowd reaction. They wanted to see Rikishi in there. Rikishi had the, wait a minute. There goes, no, Disco's holding on. Chan's fanning.
I think they wanted to see more of Rikishi, and so did I.
Conway and Disco are out. I can't believe Rikishi came in like a lion and went out like a lamb. I don't think he was expecting that from
I'm going to tell him you said that. Rikishi, Quiche, what are we allowed to call him?
Junior Fatu, Rikishi, Rakishi with an A. It's all appropriate. Look at this, Conway. Conway seems to be having an issue here with Disco. Look, we might have some. Oh, wait a minute. Look at Vicious. Oh my God. That's got to be it. You know, Zach Gowen has a big match tomorrow. He may be broken in half. Look at Viscera.
Disco, can we get a word?
Disco.
Disco, we need a word. Come on up.
Wow. Disco almost acting like he smelled a fart. Rikishi, unbelievable, eliminated from that Battle Royal. Rumble Royal rules.
Quiche, man, I'm working a new gimmick out here where I'm interviewing people. We got to tell you, people very disappointed to see you for such a short time.
I'm also very disappointed. It's my first time here with the Juggalos here at JCW. And I'll tell you, tonight was unbelievable with the vibes that I got from these people here. I'm sorry, disappointed the fans tonight, but hey, Fraser, Mr. V, Big V, whatever his name is, we cross path again. I'm out.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go on record. I'm going to go on record saying largest pop of the night for that man.
Hey, get out of here.
Hey, yeah.
I got the biggest pop of the night, you idiot. You heard the fans. They were cheering for me out there. Disco, Disco.
Gowen's in trouble.
Idiot. I come all the way over here for JCW to have some guy stick his ass in my face. I don't need somebody.
Wait a minute.
Wait a second, hold on.
Wait a minute, Viscera's tangled in the ropes here.
I believe they were chanting refund. Refund.
Unbelievable. Biggest Disco Inferno fan in Cave and Rock, of course, is Glenn Gilberti. Wait a minute, Viscera tangling with Zach Gowen here, man. Zach has overcome so much, and what a shame to see him here being dominated by this bully, by this giant. No, there we go. What? Unbelievable.
Yeah. Now that is a victory. A literal victory and a moral victory.
It is indeed, and look at that, a literal victory. And Zach Gowen has that prestigious award, that plaque, for overcoming the odds.
That makes Tito Santana smashing Zach Gowen's award that much. Was it the same award?
Similar award, of course, personalized.
Oh, it wasn't.
Match by match.
All right, so he didn't smash Zach Gowen's award.
Right, it was the Hammers.
Okay, it was the Hammers award, okay.
Look at this. Zach Gowen again has overcome every obstacle life has put in his way, and tomorrow he'll be squaring off with Eugene. But what elation, what inspiration he's got to feel coming out of this historic victory, Mick.
It's a shame that word hasn't gotten to the back that this is my new Gizimic, interviewing the boys on their way back. I'm going to try to get some words with Zach. To tell you the truth, I may not be interviewing as many guys. The perspiration on these headphones is getting to me. It's a good way to get a secondary infection.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Staff of the year could be quite painful.
So can they start using your set? No, you know, it's my gimmick. I'll do it. Zach, yeah.
Give it up, Juggalos, for Zach Gowen. Zach Gowen, prosthetic leg back on. He doesn't need a cage. He's coming over here to join us, Mick. He's going to get some quick post-match comments.
Hey, Zach, I'm working a new Gizimic where I interview the guys after the match. Incredible victory. Tell me what was going through your head, not only when you won it, but just being out there, being part of the gathering.
Well, first of all, Mick, thank you very much for the kind words. I'm a huge fan. What was going through my head, Mick? I was just trying to survive. You're in a match with all of those Hall of Famers. Guys, 400 pounds. Guys, 550 pounds.
Yeah, you're being really kind to him there.
I just wanted to make it out alive, man, and I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have won this match. It's one of the biggest in my career. It's one of the biggest shows in my career.
And I was just talking and saying that I've spent some time with injured troops. You've been a big inspiration. People who faced adversity in their lives, and we really appreciate what you brought, not only here to the gathering, but to the wrestling business in general.
That's it, man. I have two choices. I could sit at home and feel sorry for myself, or I can go out there and do it. And I'm grateful to JCW for giving me this opportunity, man. This is awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. Appreciate your time, man. Thank you.
Congratulations, Zach. Here is your prize. Hanging on the wall of your great home. Mick Foley, what a night.
That worked out pretty good, right?
It sure did.
I think that's the moment that people look back and say, hey, that was a good moment on this show. I've only had a couple, and so they're easy to pick out.
Very heartwarming moment.
Yeah.
The new Gizimic working incredibly well. What a night, Mick Foley. This is JCW Legends and Icons here at the world-famous gathering of the Juggalos.
And I'm getting this thing over strong, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've only plugged my book one time. I haven't even talked about my comedy event that takes place after the show, but I am rocking the ICP logo.
Running with the hatchet, indeed, Mick Foley, repping for Juggalos, repping for Wrestling Legends, repping for his series of incredible books, fiction, non-fiction. He's done it all.
Well, you know what I'm doing? I'm in unison with some of the people out there dancing. Like, my kids say I've only got one move, which is the little crawl stroke. Yeah.
Sure. Combination of a Batusi and the Tracy Smothers. Some great moves, Mick Foley.
That was the Batusi, right? Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I'm with you, man. You're not the only nerd at this table.
That makes two of us, Mick Foley. What an honor it is to be here. Standing by, of course. Got some more great matches coming up.
Man, I'll tell you, I was a little fearful about the atmosphere from what I'd heard. Really enjoying myself here. I think it's a great tribute to the guys who laid the foundation of that wrestling road, that they get a chance to come back here and be part of a really cool event like this.
And of course, the gathering of the Juggalos, possibly the most misunderstood event in the world. This is a chance for tens of thousands of family members, many of whom have never met each other before, joining together under the moon of that Cave-In Rock sky. You can see that full moon up above our ring there. And it's all about letting your hair down, letting loose, and having a party.
That's a beautiful moon.
Now, I'm not sure if we have an interview standing by or not.
Oh, moon, you caught me
standing alone. Unbelievable.
I guess.
Never thought I was going to sing along with Mick here. If we have an interview, we're going to go to it. Do we have an interview standing by? Truck, let me know.
This is like the early days of Nitro, right?
Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, will this feud ever end against the Midnight Express?
Oh, I'm telling you, it's a blast from the past, and it's just like fine wine. It never gets older with time. The Rock and Roll Express and the Midnight Express, and there's only one Express, and you're looking at it.
What are you going to do to Condrey and Eaton?
Right now, if they take care of business, you can watch out for yourself.
It's the Rock and Rolls against the Midnight Express. Back to KG and Mick Foley.
is a tag team contest scheduled for one fall. Introducing team number 1.
DJ Clay about to drop that theme music.
And that music can mean only one thing.
They're from the dark side, Beautiful Bobby, Lover Boy Dennis, the Midnight Express!
Yeah! I'm a fan, Bobby. Right.
You know, Midnight Express, as great as they are in the ring, they are kind of devious, evil men, Mick Foley. Capable, they're super talented, but they are kind of super evil, if you know what I mean.
Have you ever ridden with Bobby Eaton? He's like the nicest guy in the world.
I don't know about that.
I don't mean to kill off his heat here, but he's a super nice guy. Condrey, on the other hand, still owes me $20 when we were back in Continental. So.
And their opponents.
Whoa. Hold on.
Ricky
You know what that means.
Yeah.
And Robert Gibson, they are the Rock and Roll Express.
Take a look, Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson. And you know one thing you can't deny, Mick Foley, rock and roll is king here at the Gathering.
Lama, 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 rock and roll is king.
And look at this now, 2 of the greatest tag teams, not just of any decade, of all time.
Yes, yes. Now, I had to qualify before when I said Samoan SWAT team was the greatest I've ever seen at dominating and intimidating their opponents. Great tag team in their own right. These are 2 of the greatest teams as far as having classic matches of all time.
Absolutely. Wait a minute. Looks like it's taking a page out of Rikishi's playbook here. No. Double dropkick, signature move, that put away. Whoa, double pin. Are you kidding me? We got it. Rock and Rolls did it just like that.
It's over that quickly?
Faster than the eye can see. Rock and roll is king, Mick Foley.
Possibly we're not going to add that to their long list of classic matches, but it was still good to see the guys.
Goes to show you, Mick, just like that. On any given moment, on any given day, any man or team can beat another. Those double drop kicks put away hundreds of jobbers, thousands of top competitors.
Hey, I think if you check really, really late at night and you're a liberal with your hey Ricky, you're liberal with your use of the word classic. You can catch me on AWA Classic in a 10-man where I think they did away with me with the double drop kick.
Many men have fallen victim. Look at that, cameraman getting in the way of the Midnight Express, almost getting their ass handed to them by Dennis Condrey, and this is what I'm talking about. They may be nice to you, but they're not nice to the Juggalos and people in general. Rock and roll is king, Mick.
But I believe on the way home, Bobby will help out a person in need, give him a few bucks, something to eat. That's the type of guy that Bobby is. But in that ring, you're right, he's a horrible person.
He sure is. Now, I believe we have Bill Apter standing by. I'm not hearing you in my headphones, so if Bill Apter at any time, please take it away if you've got an interview for this classic match coming up. Of course, referee and David Penzer on their way to the ring. Take a look at this beautiful ring girl if we can. Get that camera on that taut and toned bikini-clad physique. The music ablaze, you dead homie. Match 4 already, Mick. It's flying by. Again, I'm not sure if we do have Bill Apter standing by. If he is, take it away, Bill Apter.
It's going to be a war. It's going to be a fight. Terry Funk, Roddy Piper has told me he's coming here for a fight tonight. Are you ready?
Am I ready? I am so ready for Roddy Piper because you've got to understand what this guy has done to me. This guy is nothing more than cat poop. That sounds stupid, cat poop. But I'll tell you what, my daddy years ago went ahead and told me, he said, son, he says, every horse, I'm 98% sure that if you breed an idiot horse to an idiot horse, what you produce is a frigging idiot. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Well, Roddy Piper's mother, she was a whore. Roddy Piper's father was an idiot. You breed those two together, and what does that produce? It produces an idiot. And why am I so upset? Because this idiot goes running around California, knocking me out there to all of the producers and directors, and going ahead and telling me how wonderful, telling people in the world how wonderful that They Live was. They Live. What a horrible, god-awful movie.
It wasn't
what
that
a
bad.
stinking piece of crap They Live was. My God, I could go ahead and I could do something even better than that. They Live. Roddy Piper died. He died in that movie. Look at the movies that I made. Why do you people keep on talking about how great of an entertainer Roddy Piper is? Going ahead and putting him on the stage in this day and era. Well, he is. I'll tell you something. He is a great actor. He is a great actor, but not on the screen. Not on the movie screen. He's a great actor in the wrestling ring. Roddy Piper is a faker and always has been. Terry Funk is a real deal. Can you count on that? I'll tell you, you can be sure of that. I am the goddamn real deal.
Whoa.
He means business, that's for sure.
He sure does. Terry Funk, one of a kind on that microphone. David Penzer, let's throw to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest at Legends and Icons is a Philly Madness match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
You know what that means, Mick?
I do.
From the Bowery,
Uncle Scotty.
Take a look. You know, some say Raven is the last holdout, the last great performer active from those territorial days from Portland to ECW, a man synonymous with wrestling around the world, from South Philadelphia to Kurikan Hall. He's done it all, man.
Right, he is. I would object. I would say that Chris Jericho is still in there. I mean, his territories were Mexico and Japan and then Smoky Mountain. But you're right, Raven was a guy who established himself in multiple places, was able to, as we say in the business, get over with a variety of different incarnations.
Yes.
None better than this person, Raven.
Of course. Some say that that Raven is the De Niro to Paul Heyman's Scorsese.
Now, who are these some you're quoting?
Just many.
I made
dirt
that,
sheet writers.
No, a great. When I say character, I don't mean that with disrespect.
The next
I mean
participant,
a guy who molded a being and lived
from
that
New Jersey,
literally lived it for 10 or 15 years.
100%.
Talking about living a gimmick, this man right here.
This, of course, is Philly Madness. Many of the greatest wrestlers to ignite the world's most famous big
Can we relive a great WWE moment?
Please.
You be balls and say, face it, Vince, I'm your son, you have balls. Go ahead, say it.
Face it, Vince, I'm your son. You have balls.
I have no balls. That was good, right?
Absolutely.
Not bad. One of my favorite moments ever in wrestling
next
history.
participant.
I have no balls by Vince McMahon.
Whoa. Unbelievable.
from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the franchise, Shane Douglas.
The franchise, Shane Douglas, a man who put the extreme in ECW by throwing that famed NWA World title in the garbage can, I believe, on a Dennis Carluzzo show in the great state of New Jersey.
No, it wasn't a Dennis Carluzzo show. It was at the ECW arena. Dennis was brought in as the head of NWA. I remember I was there. And man, I felt bad for Dennis. Dennis was a friend of mine, but it was time for a different era. And ECW is making very clear that they were paving the way. They were paving that new road, and that Carluzzo wasn't really welcome to travel on it.
Absolutely. Of course, ECW changed the entire wrestling industry. So many stars that went from ECW to the very top of the business. Mick Foley, of course, just being one of them, alongside Eddie Guerrero, Chris Jericho. So many men changed the world.
I was going to say I might be the best example of that, and then you got me with two better examples right off the bat.
I'd say you're on the same level, Mick Foley. Now here comes a deranged individual, a man you've crossed paths with in some famous encounters.
Michigan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Suicidal, homicidal, genocidal. He does all those things before most people eat breakfast. He doesn't hate any one particular race or person. He hates and wants to destroy everyone. You know that, man.
You know, I'm a student of Samantha Power, who's an expert in genocide, and I'll go out on a limb and say Sabu has never actually participated in any genocide.
Hasn't he?
Yeah, no, he has not.
Whoa!
Yeah!
One of the greatest high flyers of all time. Charismatic, out the yin-yang, dance moves, wrestling moves. Look at him. Look at Scorp Dog.
Another man who does not seem to have aged in many years.
Absolutely. One of the such incredible matches I witnessed firsthand at that ACW arena. One of the great standouts, of course, Too Cold Scorpio versus one of the Pitbulls versus Chris Jericho versus Shane Douglas in an incredible four-way.
I was on the card to be continued.
Whoa!
I think the reaction is surprisingly loud, given the subject here. Al, that's enough. Come on, keep it down. That's enough.
Al Snow, quite a response.
All right, I'll admit Al always gets a great response. Just saying, I was on the card in 1993 when Too Cold Scorpio performed that first 450 on these shores.
Whoa! Take a look at the War Machine. Scorpio did change the game, but Rhino is the War Machine, the man beast, the big effing deal. Bell is rung, and these legendary icons of Philadelphia are in the ring. This is one fall to the finish.
You hate to see it.
Wait a minute. You know, fans have been asked.
Yeah, and they've been really good about not throwing it. I'm gonna keep an eye, honestly, and see who's throwing this stuff, and maybe get the one or two bad apples removed from this. Otherwise, very cooperative bushel.
You know, as the great Axl Rose once sang, one bad apple spoils the whole damn bunch. Look at that signature three-way tie-up, signature of the great three-way dance match brought to the ECW
Axl
arena.
Rose was here. He may have had troubles with directions. He was asking me, where do I go? Wow.
Wait a minute. Al Snow rolls up the franchise. No. Only two. Axl Rose, of course. An icon. Mick Foley's an icon. Everywhere you look, it's legends, it's icons. Sabu digging for plunder.
And
Shane Douglas.
He's got a little plunder there.
Who could forget the great ECW pay-per-view main event? Douglas versus Snow. I believe it was in the great state of Pennsylvania. Headlining for ECW. Sabu setting up that table.
And you don't hear the names Al Snow and Headline often in the same sentence.
That is true. You hear the word Al Snow and Head, and then the line sometimes follows a few words, a few sentences later. Whoa! Did you see that double elbow by Sabu? Handspring elbow. Tag to Rhino. Rhino and Sabu, all these men so acquainted with each other. Mick, and look at Scorpio.
Like I said, the guy doesn't seem to have aged. He was on a TNA pay-per-view, Hard Justice, a little over a year ago, and was just shockingly good. Good in that he didn't look like he'd missed a step in all those years.
Absolutely. Look at him. Oh. Listen to the pop, too. No. Too Cold Scorpio, truly one of the most underrated and most talented workers in the business, but now he's squaring off with the big effing deal, Rhino. Rhino, of course, as well, a huge JCW superstar, part of Bloody Mania, big part of the JCW bi-weekly pay-per-view series. You can get live for $5. And speaking of live, it's Balls Mahoney.
Oh, balls. Oh, I have no balls.
I have grapefruits. Wait, no. Rhino, built like a brick wall. Rhino hasn't missed a day, hasn't missed a beat. Hands down, one of the most talented men out there working today, Mick.
Nah, he's still got it. I've seen Rhino face to face with many great competitors, both of
Oh! Kind of looks like a Oh! It was a greetings from Asbury Park, followed by that beautiful crescent kick. Scorpio's gonna fly, Mick.
Can we see it?
No, are you kidding me?
Fly.
Oh my God! Balls Mahoney too. No. Oh my God, Balls Mahoney may need medical attention. Whoa, look at the franchise belly to belly.
Yeah, he took that knee very hard. Oh, Balls.
Look at Raven even flow DDT. Too fast to call, Mick.
Oh, in the head, yeah.
Al Snow standing tall. Whoa. Rocking the nugget of shit. Oh my God, he's got one for everybody. Al Snow and head. There goes the, oh.
A chair to the skull of Al Snow. Now Sabu, is anybody in the business better with a table than Sabu?
Absolutely no one. Sabu could be the end of Al Snow here. Sabu's gonna fly as well. Whoa, my God. Possibly compressing the C4 through C6 vertebrae. Rhino hooks the leg on Al Snow. Rhino got him. Rhino got him.
Here's your winner, the War Machine, Rhino!
Unbelievable, Mick. What do you think about the War Machine Rhino getting that prize and that momentum as he heads in to Bloody Mania?
It could have been anybody. The action was hot and heavy. Al Snow exploded with 5 or 6 well-delivered heads to the cranium. I know that may sound.
Giving out headshots indeed. Sabu holding up a piece of that broken table. Wait a minute. Sabu's trying to tangle with Rhino. Rhino did win the match, Mick. This fight could wait a minute. Rhino's going
continuing on up the ramp here.
Raven's attacking Shane Douglas up on this stage.
They're coming our way.
We could get a shot up here. Rhino and Shane Douglas fighting their way there in the back.
Hey, come on. Whoop, whoop. Wait, we have to redo a great moment in history, okay? I'm going to be Vince. Pretend that you think you're my son, okay? Go ahead.
Vince has balls.
I have no balls.
And then the whole garden for 10 minutes. Vince has no balls. And then Austin didn't get the reaction, and I didn't end up on the fucking
Wait, let's do it.
Oh my God! Rhino just gored Too Cold Scorpio on the map, but Sabu's gonna fly.
I just got stomped on my face.
I know. Wait, listen. Can we do it one more time? Can we do a replay of me? Let's do it one more time, okay? For those people who didn't hear it at home.
You want to redo the famous moment in WWE Madison Square Garden history? Vince, just think about it for 1 minute. Vince has balls.
Are you ready for it? I have no balls.
And then 20,000. Vince has no balls, and I get to cheerlead him. Vince has no balls.
Hey, another time, another place. I'm going to ask you about your grand entrance here to Cave and Rock. I heard it was interesting.
Oh, yes, it was.
Hey, listen, well done, guys. All right.
Unbelievable match. Rhino got the win.
Ow. Ow. Al, surprisingly strong reaction here at the gathering. Tell me how it felt to be delivering all those heads to the cranium.
Oh, it was fantastic. You know what it's like giving a lot of head, Nick?
No, I don't. I have no idea.
It's been one of your favorite pastimes, right?
No, that's just a rumor.
Oh, my God.
It's a rumor.
But it was everything I could do to survive, get away from Sabu. He almost put me through a table. Both of us no strangers to that. Next thing you know, I turn around, and there's the gore. Out of nowhere, I about practically pooped my pants. Next thing you know, 1, 2, 3, I've lost.
Hey, listen, we've been redoing this famous moment in wrestling history here. Pretend that you're Balls Mahoney in Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
Go ahead. Ready?
Vince, you have balls.
I have no balls.
You guys having a great time?
Absolutely, Al.
This is fantastic. Thank you, guys.
Right, thanks, Al.
Thank you, Al.
Yeah.
Al Snow, of course, instrumental in the wrestling career of Violent J.
That was a rumor. That thing that Al mentioned was just a rumor. It's just his way of getting a cheap pop, which is better than the pop he usually gets, which is damn near non-existent most of the time.
Now, I got to tell you this, Mick. You're no stranger to the history of Madison Square Garden. Standing by right now, possibly the greatest WWF world champion of all time. The great Bob Backland is with Bill after.
Yeah, Bobby. I'm going to keep clapping until he goes on.
Any second when I warm this up, we're going to throw it back to Bob Backland.
Oh, man.
All right, you know, I'm being told Bob Backland doesn't want to talk. Bob Backland wants to wrestle, Mick. Just standing by here for a moment.
Yeah,
referee ready to come out.
I'm gonna
keep clapping, Mick.
Bob,
keep that love going.
Story. I met Bob my first official day in the business. Would you think less of me if I stopped clapping?
I think you've done more than anyone asked of you, Mick.
I met Bob my first day when I became part of the ring crew of New York promoter Tommy D.
Wow.
So Bob was, I think, the third wrestler I met in my life. I took a picture with Bob. I asked him for an autograph. He mistakenly thought I was asking if he would autograph that picture. First and only time a wrestler's ever written down his home address.
Wow.
Glastonbury, Connecticut. I can't remember the exact street address. And I thought maybe every wrestler was that nice. Turns out that Bob is the only one. So it's going to be great to see him right here tonight.
Absolutely. And he didn't make you recite the names of the presidents. He just gave you that that autograph.
This was '87.
Okay.
Bob, his peculiarities had not become quite as obvious.
And I'm told from working with his therapist, the crazy Bob Backland, whether he's been medicated or gone to therapy, this is a return to form tonight for the great Bob Backland we know and love from the Garden.
I sometimes wonder, and I believe I have this in writing in my first book, 1999's towering #1 bestseller, Have a Nice Day.
Yes.
I often wondered if Bob would get home and be like, okay, all right, time to stop working the boys. Okay,
right.
Relax and watch TV. Because he is not only a phenomenally conditioned athlete and a great wrestler, but he's a unique individual.
The great Bob Backland, of course, made his debut in 1973 for the AWA, trained, of course, by the famous Eddie Sharkey.
He's an Eddie Sharkey guy, huh? I think there's always that confusion that he may have been a Vern Gagne guy.
That's true. He may have been part of the camp.
Yeah, he may. Well, no, I believe you're right. It's Eddie Sharkey, but I just always associate Bob with that great amateur-style wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Princeton, Minnesota, Bob Backland.
Wow, look at Bob Backland. Peak of physical condition. What an honor it is, Mick, to sit here with you and call these matches for the great fans on Psychopathic Live, watching live around the world, the thousands here at the gathering, and look at the great Bob Backland.
I hope we get a chance to see that chicken wing crossface. First time we haven't seen anybody go into the crowd. It's a brave individual willing to risk life and limb by becoming one with the Juggalos.
I should note it's nearly 3 o'clock. It's well after 3 a.m. if I'm not mistaken, Mick. This is an unbelievable one-of-a-kind. Look at the fans, so unusual, so colorful, so flavorful. They're called Juggalos, Mick, and this is the gathering of the Juggalos, a place where everyone can be themselves. It's not about who's excluded here, Mick. It's about that everyone is included.
You know, I may feel differently after my set of comedy, depending on how much human excrement is thrown my way. But so far, so good. I'm really digging it and hope to be back now that I've got this gimmick that I worked out.
Absolutely, great gimmick. And Mick, I don't think the crowd would ever disrespect an icon and a legend such as yourself.
And I'm learning where the camera shots are. And I think with no disrespect to the guys in the ring, that people are just blown away by our instant on-air chemistry.
Amen, brother.
His opponent from Mitchell, South Dakota, the Olympic strongman.
Wow.
Patera.
Wow. Look at that signature garb. We saw it in the Boston Garden. We saw it up in Toronto, Madison Square Garden, all the gardens, Mick. He wore that signature piece. Of course, who could forget the night he put a belt around the neck of the great Bobby Heenan, Irish whipped him in, and broke the neck of the Weasel. Weasel did call him an ex-con. I call him an Olympic athlete and an icon.
Now we need to refresh people's memory. Apparently in the winter of 83 in Minneapolis, Ken and Mr. Sato were hungry.
Yes.
They took objection to the McDonald's workers who would not let them in or give them anything to eat.
Sure.
And they caused some damage, but not nearly as much damage as they caused to the police officers who showed up and tried to reprimand them. There were bodies flying, bones breaking, and Ken and Mr. Sato both did a little time, but they made the business look good.
They sure did. There's 4 words that everyone within the sound of my voice should live by. Never fight a wrestler. Never, never, never. And part 2, don't ask them to show you anything, to put you in a hold, because if you do, you end up like Richard Belzer with your plasma leaking all over the floor, man.
But I think he made out pretty well in that lawsuit.
Yeah, I think he got a little bit of scratch.
I think they get together for a reunion of people who've made hundreds of thousands at the hands of
wrestlers.
And I would take those David Schultz slaps before I would take that head-splitting laceration on that concrete, cold TV studio floor, dude.
The Hulkster put him out almost instantly.
Instantaneously. Those 24-inch pythons, Mick.
Brother, it didn't take much to put the Bells man out.
Look at Ken Patera, that Olympic symbol. Wait, look at Backland, though. You were right. Bob Backland has not missed a step, has not missed a day. The rigorous training, the Harvard step test. Look at him.
At an age when most of the guys justifiably can get away with the cover-up, which I've been sporting since 1990.
Proudly.
It was a decade of the cover-up. Bob Backland looks as if he's just stepped out of 1975.
Absolutely, and that would have been 2 years after his debut. These guys had a famous 3-match series at Madison Square Garden. The first 2 were inconclusive. The third one, a world-famous and award-winning Texas death match. Backland got the Duke. Ken Patera waiting over 30 years for this rematch. He never got a rematch, Mick.
It took 30 years for Bob's hair to come back in style.
Yes.
Really, like, he was so unfashionable. There was a time when Bob Backland wasn't cool. Now he looks like most of the people out here, even the Juggalos. Well, without the face paint and tattoos and
absolutely
teardrops signifying that they've killed another human being. Other than that, they're just like Bob.
Look at Bob Backland. Who could forget that signature brown polyester suit?
Now, I learned a valuable lesson when watching the old, I believe it was the NBC show, The Superstars.
Sure.
When different athletes from different sports avenues would compete in athletic contests. Lou Ferrigno, Mr.
Yes.
Universe, went on to be the Incredible Hulk, was in a feat of strength with Ken Patera. And Ken ate his lunch, brother. I mean, in
sure
that
did.
Olympic lift, and I don't know if Ken was allowed an Olympic lift, but in the tug of war,
sure,
he handled Lou pretty easily. And that's when I realized there was such a thing as tendon strength. At that moment, I decided to start claiming that I had it.
Absolutely.
'Cause it's pretty hard to prove that you don't,
right,
unless you've actually seen me at the gym, which, believe me, is rare and not pretty.
Similar to a back injury, hard to prove, but very painful if you've got one. Bob Backland, look at the speed, the quickness, kind of using that speed, strength, and that all-around wrestling knowledge to kind of school Ken Patera here a little bit. Patera running some trash talk here. You know, you might as well trash talk Bob Backland, because I don't think there's a person in this nation that can out-wrestle him.
Or out-exercise him.
Absolutely.
Bob had been bulkier in the 70s. He turned to isometrics and cardiovascular solely. And ironically, people saw the reduction in size as signifying he was no longer as fit, when in fact, the truth is he was fitter than ever.
True indeed, true indeed. Take a look, the tension, the electricity, Mick, you can cut it with a knife. Wait a minute. Where's Backland going? He's going back to the Juggalos. Bob Backland possibly giving some words of advice here from the ninjas at ringside. We call them ninjas. They call themselves ninjas. This is the Juggalo Nation, the Juggalo world, and we welcome everyone watching through the magic of internet pay-per-view on your view screens and on your iPads, iPhones. Mick Foley running with the hatchet all day, every day, all night.
Why not do it? Test of strength coming up here. I don't know what Bob, as great a physical specimen as he is, I don't know if you want to go,
oh, wait a minute. Of course, advantage Patera, Mick. Wait a minute. You know, that's the one area, you're right, that Backland may lose out. Training, cardio, everything. Backland's got the edge, but that strength of Patera still in reruns on AWA Classic, ESPN, the Ocho, all of it.
Ken Patera was one of the cast of people who cut the hair of Andre the Giant so many years ago.
You're right, and then put that hair in a plastic bag, carried it around like it was some sort of a trophy or award. Part of that Heenan family, I believe.
I believe I may be going with the clip and donating to either Locks of Love or Pantene Beautiful Lengths. Yeah, it's getting kind of unruly here. Unnecessarily long and not really all that fashionable.
But Mick Foley, I know the Juggalettes and Juggalos in the world would agree, not just a hell of a talent, a damn handsome man.
Talking about Bob or me?
I'm talking about both of you.
Okay, thank you.
Bob Backland here playing some mind games. Amazing. Bob Backland was able to use that raw strength to actually power out of the leverage position and win that standoff with Patera. Crowd wants Backland to kick some butt. Backland has won so many awards. You know, match of the year, most inspirational. And think about it, in an era where belts change hands, like I don't even know what, like a daily newspaper subscription, Bob Backland held it down.
Yes, he did.
Similar to the great Bruno Sammartino.
Indeed. Back then, growing up in the Northeast, the WWF champions often held on to those championship titles, not belts.
Right.
Because I may get yelled at on my headset for long periods of time.
And you know, also, Mick, you mentioned earlier about the F word, federation. We also use the W word here liberally, which, of course, you may know it. It's wrestling.
Wrestling.
It's what people do. What does it say on the marquee? It says wrestling. It does not say sports entertainment. But I digress. Patera, wait a minute, that bear hug.
Let me address the white elephant in the room, or the elephant in the room, which is I know there's not that much wrestling going on in this match.
Sure.
Right, but this is
under the
wrestling.
banner
It's a
of
tribute to the sport and the art of wrestling, and these two guys made such great contributions.
For decades and decades, Bob Backland's career lasted well over 30 years.
I saw the guy who threw that. Really not cool. I saw who did it. Okay.
Not cool. If you want to get your butt handed to you by Mick Foley, it's about to happen. Mick does not appreciate Mick like myself, and 99.9% of the Juggalos here respect these legends, love these legends, but Backland's in trouble, Mick. Wait a minute. Are you kidding me? Backland hurt his back doing that, but he got the strongman off his feet. Unbelievable. The Olympic strongman, Ken Patera, competed in, wait a minute, full Nelson.
Now, this is a move that finished off many an opponent over Ken's time in the professional wrestling rings.
Unbelievable. Backland, of course, that neck injured by the great mass superstar many years ago, possibly could be re-injured right now.
I was there for that match. The same night that Backland wrestled the superstar at the Garden was the night the Superfly took flight against Don Morocco. No, little known.
Wait a minute.
Chicken Wing and Bob.
He's cinching it in?
Got the crossface.
Wait,
no.
no.
Okay, too much power on the hands of Patera.
Patera with that counter. You know, once that chicken wing is applied, wait a minute. Backland rolls him up. 2, 3, Bob Backland did it. Bob Backland's done it.
He got the win.
Here is your winner, Bob Backland.
Our beautiful ring girl Natalie stepping in there, Mick, to give him that great award, that great plaque, that great trophy. But Bob Backland says he's in it for the fans. He's not in it for the gaga and the hot broads in gold lame bikinis. He's here to wrestle.
But ironically, he's a fan of Lady Gaga.
Is he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and he loved the old Queen song Radio Gaga. So
wow, he was way ahead of the curve.
2 out of 3, and as Meatloaf said, that ain't bad. Yeah,
Indeed.
That ain't bad.
Bob Backland becoming emotional, looking at that award, documenting the historical feud, the historical series at Madison Square Garden, and now the icing is on the cake, the exclamation point on this timeless feud. Bob Backland is the better man, Mick. That's how it appears to me on this night.
Today he was, yes, and probably the better looking man in the setup.
Is he putting fans in the chicken wing? Bob Backland, just a fan wanted to be put in the chicken wing. Shades of the great Roddy Piper, who once put out several people in sleeper holds as part of his comedy set just a few years ago.
Did he
legit,
really?
legit.
I did not know that. Roddy and I ought to start rocking. There's a lot of wrestlers.
What? Patera going after Bob. Don't disrespect the man. Backland was the better man tonight, Mick.
He was the better man.
Unbelievable. Patera, of course, held the WWE Intercontinental Championship along with many other accolades, but Backland says, this is my trophy, Ken Patera.
Let's see if I can get some words with Bob over here.
It would be an honor and a treat to talk to the great Bob Backland. This celebration may continue out into the audience, out into the comedy stage, out into the many all-night performances. Who knows how far Bob's celebration is going to go?
Yeah, Bob is going out into the audience. I believe that he's becoming one with the Juggalos.
Look at Bob Backland. You know, talk about embracing your environment. God bless Bob Backland. God bless professional wrestling, Mick. Something that brings us all together under one banner.
Who would have thought? All the love here. It would seem to be polar opposites.
Unbelievable.
And yet Bob Backland is embracing the atmosphere here. They
Bob
are embracing
Backland,
the spirit of Bob Backland.
A no-nonsense, very straight-laced, if you will, a man not involved with any intoxicating effects of any kind. No, of course not Bob Backland. Bob Backland's really someone to look up to and someone that just inspired a generation and continues to do so through the magic of JCW's Legends and Icons.
He's also legitimately crazy, okay? So let's not go overboard, okay?
Well, if we're going to shoot, Mick, we can shoot.
No, he's crazy in a good way.
Crazy like a fox.
Crazy, and you know, he wants people to know the presidents.
He does, and that's about education.
Hey, Bob, if you don't mind, man, I have to tell you. Oh, and Bob, here's a mic for you. We've known each other a long time. Amazing how seemingly polar opposite people just bonded. You really seem to take to these people, and they took to you.
Is this good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
There we go. Hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you right there. That
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, he's doing it.
Yes, we can.
How about you? Can you hear me?
This is for the people at home, Bob Backland. This is for the people at home.
This is for you.
Yeah.
You know what? Next time I come here, I'm going to clean up your language.
Whoa.
Hey, Bob, don't exacerbate me.
Wow, Bob Backland.
Yeah, I told you, he's batshit crazy. Can I say that on TV?
Sure you can.
It's pay-per-view, right? Yeah.
This is JCW.
I don't usually drop the...
Bob Backland doesn't even need a microphone.
Man, okay.
You know what? From love to hate, you said he's crazy, and you're right, just like flipping a switch.
Don't talk back to me when I'm addressing you.
Who was the shortest president? Who was the shortest president?
Backland.
Whoa.
Right.
Don't forget your award, Bob Backland.
Yeah, don't forget that.
With all due respect,
yeah.
One love for the great Bob Backland. He's going back to the ring. Why is he so angry, Mick? What's
You're
happening?
making me look good. If you get the camera on me, let me repeat the phrase. Okay, batshit crazy.
There it is, Mick. Tell it to the people at home, BSC style.
I love the guy, but he's out there, right?
He is indeed. Now, talking, Mick, of course.
I can really talk that way on TV?
This is what it is. This is the gathering.
All right, yeah.
It's about putting it down, Mick. Putting it down with the hatchet and your family.
I mean, I made clear that when I was talking about the Samoan SWAT team, I was saying, I qualified, saying the greatest and intimidating, physically dominating. So I wasn't just going out greatest of all time. So when I tell you that Bob Backland is batshit crazy, I want you to take that to the bank.
It's a shoot, Daddy. Match 6 is about to come out now, Mick. A territory you're no stranger to is the great territory of Memphis.
Oh, man.
What a hotbed. So many colorful performers across music and wrestling. Why is there so much creativity and flavor coming out of that area?
And I think, you know, sometimes I think it's because it was a small territory, as in not largely inhabited. I mean, these cities, you know, Memphis, Louisville, Evansville, every Monday night, Nashville. And so you had to be creative. And you had to give quality performances every single week because you were counting on drawing the same people back to the building on a regular basis.
Absolutely, almost like a subscription in a sense, episodic entertainment that you witnessed in person every week. Think about that, every week. Those nights were significant.
And it was, you know, it was delivered at a rate that was economical, where a family could afford to go out to the matches for the price of a movie.
They sure could, Mick Foley. Take it away, DP.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next match is a 5-way Memphis Madness match.
DP?
For one
Is that his
fall.
I did say it.
Introducing first.
Wow.
From Latrobe, Texas, Dutch
Dirty Dutch. Dutch, of course, an author in his own right. Very popular blogger. Well, stand back from that whip. Are you kidding me?
A great storyteller. A literal, he's a wealth of knowledge. He's an incredible guy and a great wrestler.
He sure is legendary. Of course, got a big boost to his legendary career in Memphis. Of course, went on to be a headliner in the Puerto Rico region and territory for many, many years. Worked behind the scenes for many companies. The guy's done it all, Mick.
But one of my dearest friends was the late, great Brian Hildebrand, and Brian turned me on to Memphis wrestling. I would just watch the classics between Dutch Mantel and Jerry Lawler over and over again.
And of course, Dutchman. Wait a minute. Dutch Mantel's in what?
City, Tennessee.
I know what that means.
He is the Birdman, Koko.
Koko, beware the Birdman. Also another great Hall of Famer, Mick.
And he seems to be wearing the attire that he wore with Owen Hart.
You are correct.
Right, those are the pants. A tribute, perhaps, to the late, great Owen Hart.
And speaking of tributes, of course, God bless the late, great Brian Hildebrand. God bless the great, late, great Owen Hart. Two men who contributed immensely to our business. And you know, while Koko used to have a bird on his shoulder, he now appears to be wearing some sort of bird on his head, Mick, unless that's a new hairstyle.
It's a funny thing. It used to be tape traders who, tape traders, that's
Sure.
how guys would get to see Memphis, would get to see what a person like Owen Hart was doing in Calgary when the stuff he was doing had never been seen, was groundbreaking. And now it's internet people,
Yes.
and hopefully they're here. They're going to be talking about this show and the atmosphere, bringing a crew of wrestlers together, maybe on a level never before seen. That was the longest run on set, especially from a guy with so many bestsellers to his name.
You know, we don't have the option of a spell and grammar check. We are live without a net, Mick Foley.
Yeah, but still, I mean, that was weak. I expect better from myself.
I disagree, sir, with all due respect.
But I think that the commentary on Backland went a long way at establishing my
From
credibility.
Miami, Florida,
What? Brickhouse Brown is here.
Hey, Brick!
I can't believe
I
he's
didn't
here.
even know he was here. What the
Unbelievable.
heck? I haven't seen Brickhouse in like 20 years.
The great Brickhouse Brown revolutionizing and reinventing himself with his new DVD series, Brickhouse TV. And I got to put it over, Mick. It is hilarious.
You know what? I hear he's got an incredible comment about me where he points out that I may have missed a day of showering here and there when I was world class. A territory you don't want to miss showers in because it was so damn hot in the summer. And he said that, I may have been unpleasant to be around at times. And then he said, and we're still friends to this day.
It's true.
Yeah. You saw it. That was genuine.
It's true.
The way I felt when I saw Brickhouse, that is so
The
cool.
next participant from Lexington,
Doug E.
Tennessee.
Wow.
Dangerous.
Yeah,
Dangerous Doug Gilbert, part again of another wrestling family, the great Gilbert family. And again, this is an homage to his late great brother Eddie, also a revolutionary part of ECW, of WWF, of many great territories. Such a great contributor, Mick, and you knew him personally.
I did, and Eddie was one of the first big stars to really make me believe in myself. Until I met Eddie in '87. Speaking of bats, there are bats flying around the gathering. Eddie was the booker for Bill Watts' Mid-South Championship Wrestling, I think known as UWF at that point.
Sure.
And saw something in me and made me believe in myself. I've never forgotten Eddie Gilbert. I've always appreciated what he brought
Finally,
to me.
from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing 242 pounds, Why Not Athletics presents the Universal Heartthrob, Austin.
Take a look. You know, it's been told to me that without Austin Idol, there would have never been a Hulk Hogan. Signature look, signature everything taken from this great man who came out of retirement. Over 12 years in retirement, he opted to come back and showcase the world here at Legends and
And that's
Icons.
important, but not as important as it is for me to talk about his Why Not athletic apparel. You see the Y there on his boot. And hey, there may not have been a Hulk Hogan without Austin Idol, but there may not have been Foley children without Austin Idol.
That's right, Mick. He plays an integral part in your history.
He was my opponent on my second date with my wife. She went to the matches. We'd met just a week earlier when I was handing out flyers, not
And
flowers.
later
Yeah,
flowers.
I handed out some flowers. And she felt so bad for me after I'd taken a beating at the hands of the Universal Heartthrob. She fell instantly in love with me.
Wow.
Austin didn't even know that until I told him earlier. I made him aware of the situation. He said, "That's cool, brother. Plug my gimmick." So,
and you did your job well, Mick Foley. Look at him.
Yeah,
Another
that's
man
right.
straight out of the brine jar, possibly the egg jar of most tavern. Oh, see, that's a mistake. You know, I'm a big believer, pose for the fans and get that stuff in after your hand is raised, Mick. Look at this. These Memphis legends are all teaming up on Austin.
But Austin and I was a great mic man, a great guy at getting audiences caught up in his matches, getting heat, as they like to say, within the business.
They sure do.
And he's a heck of a...
What?
And he's... No, it's not a battle royal.
Right,
so
it is
he's not
pinfall
out.
rules. So now we got Doug Gilbert finding a way on Koko Beware. Koko Beware. Oh!
Koko still got some tricks in his pants. I mean, you can fit a lot in those pants.
Tricks aren't just for kids here. Doug Gilbert kicked right in the taint, I believe is the technical medical jargon.
And I did a lot of wrestling in Japan with Doug Gilbert for the IWA, and so I know that Doug is double tough.
Absolutely.
And, he was talking to me today about how much he enjoys you know, being a part-time wrestler now and participating in events like this, although there is nothing else quite like this.
One of a kind, just like every competitor you see in the ring, just like the man joining me here at commentary. This is about legends and icons, one-of-a-kind superstars. And look at this action here. There's Brickhouse Brown going to work on Doug Gilbert. Dutch Mantel and Koko Beware starting to fall out here. I thought they were going to work together on Austin Idol.
You know, Brickhouse was around when I had that pretty good six-month run with the ladies. So there's only a few sexual stories out there about me, and Brickhouse knows them all.
Wow.
Yep.
Brickhouse Brown, he does talk. He'll tell the dirt. He'll say what happened. Not just the bad, he'll also tell the good.
Brickhouse was a great guy to me in 1988. A guy who probably didn't get his due as being a really good wrestler, but I remember he had just turned babyface, as they say in wrestling, and had that territory on fire.
Unbelievable.
Summer of 1988.
Truly a Memphis icon. Brickhouse Brown had some great times on the road with Bruiser Brody in Japan, but look at Austin Idol locking in that signature figure 4. This could be the end of Doug Gilbert.
Not as long as Dutch Mantel has something to say about it, though.
Dutch Mantel, it's almost like I can't see his legs. I see a yellow shirt and I see red boots. But in between, it's almost floating there, Mick.
Hey, I'm not one to talk, man.
Unbelievable.
I know I'm rocking this Juggalo shirt. They ought to call it the Juggalo shirt because I've got some love handles in action.
In action. Speaking of action, Dutch Mantel's got that whip in the ring. But wait a minute, Austin Idol rolls him up. 2 and 3. He did it. He got him. Austin Idol's your winner.
Here is your winner, the Universal Heartthrob, Austin Idol.
Unbelievable. Austin Idol, you talked about how instrumental he was in your career. He just got the win over some of the greatest names in Memphis wrestling history.
He got the win, and why not? Why not athletic apparel?
And if I'm not mistaken, Mick, I believe the great Austin Idol is even involved in being a motivational and inspirational speaker.
I wouldn't doubt it. The guy can do it all. Let's see if we can get a word with Brickhouse Brown over here. Let's get this going.
Whoa.
Oh, we missed it on camera.
Hey, Brick, talk to the people at home right here.
How long has it been, man?
What's happening, people?
Just the people at home, Brick. Just the people at home.
It's just their television.
What's happening to all my people at home? Sit down, checking it out right now. I told my mama before I left, I was gonna knock somebody out. And before I leave here tonight, by God, I'm like the mailman, I shall deliver.
Yeah.
Wow, you heard it from Brickhouse Brown. Thank you, Brickhouse Brown. But Brickhouse Brown did not get the win tonight. This man, Austin Idol, got the win. And Mick, do you think we can get a word with the great
Austin? A great victory for you. Hey, there's your audience. Tell them about Why Not Athletic Apparel.
Well, Why Not Athletic Apparel is going to be a new sports apparel line that we should be launching probably within the next 4 to 6 months. But you're going to see it in every major retailer across the United States and probably outside the United States.
Nice. And what about that victory tonight, Austin? You triumphed over every great Memphis wrestling icon ever. How does it feel to be at the gathering?
This is absolutely ecstatic. It's thrilling. I mean, this is a mind-blowing event. I mean, words cannot describe it, and I'm pretty good at describing things.
You were pretty good. Hey, I told you I was going to try to get a couple words in. I got you some personal stick time to talk about Why Not Athletic Apparel.
Why Not Athletics? It's a great. Here's an example. We're talking right now with Nike.
Wow.
So imagine this. Why not Nike?
Yeah. Why not?
Why not Coke? Why not Bud? Why not Juggalos?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
why not?
Why not? You name it, and we can why not it.
Hey, thank you, Austin. Great to see you,
Thank
man.
you, brother. Love
Thanks
you,
for
man. Love you, man.
the
Love you.
role you played in raising or inspiring my relationship with my wife.
I love that.
That's a great story, right?
Thank you, Austin Idol. He was victorious. He triumphed. And we've got some more great action coming up here.
Hey, if I'm allowed to use the S word about Bob Backland, I can certainly plug Austin Idol's athletic company, right?
Mick Foley, I don't want to end up powerbombed in a bed of thumbtacks. I don't want Mr. Sacco jammed on that sensitive nerve palate area, often causing instant paralysis.
Oh, an autograph on air? All right, let me see it.
Match 7. People are handing Mick Foley books.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, this is Foley's good. Yeah, I'm gonna need a pen here. Got something to write with? All right, there we go. Look at this. You just don't see this very often. That's
making history at the GOTJ, the Gathering.
I just mistakenly signed Hacksaw Jim Duggan there.
Unbelievable. As we noted, this, so often when you see legends gathered together, it's for autograph signings, photo ops. We gathered these legends and icons together to do what they do best, and that's wrestle. And David Penzer, take it away, buddy.
Go ahead, DP.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall.
It's got like another meeting, you know what I mean?
Accompanied to the ring by Isabella Smothers from Springfield, Tennessee. Please Smothers!
Oh my goodness.
Tell him, DP. Yeah, Tracy.
Take a look at Tracy and his illegitimate daughter, Isabella. Tracy, one of the most hated men in Juggalo Championship Wrestling history. His legacy in the business notwithstanding, he is a current superstar of the great Juggalo Championship Wrestling. His illegitimate daughter with him.
And that's a true story, right? That is his daughter.
His illegitimate daughter.
Yeah. And they only came to know each other many years later, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Some even speculate that it's a multi-purpose thing where it's an illegitimate daughter. Some say lover, Mick. I'm not going to say it.
I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there.
Tracy Smothers, you want to talk about double tough? You want to talk about a man that can fight, that can wrestle? Look at this man.
Double tough. Oh.
Whoa.
Double tough would be DT. I want to talk about W.J. Penzer, DP.
DP David Penzer. Unbelievable. Tracy Smothers taking a page out of Ric Flair's book with that sudden and unexpected bump. And look out, Smothers has a live microphone. Does he? I apologize, he does not. He has, though, a shirt bearing a symbol that some say, Mick, is a symbol of hatred. But I digress. DP, let's go.
His opponent from Atlanta, Georgia, Wildfire, Tommy Rich!
Yeah, Tommy. Here's the crazy thing. We are officially in Illinois, but we are in the South.
It's true.
Nuts?
So many great regions of the country, great icons from all over the wrestling world. They're here. Wildfire Tommy Rich, of course, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Tracy Smothers, a man who that World Heavyweight gold has eluded him, but he's held many, many, many top belts from all over the world.
Can we get a word with Dave Penzer? DP, it's great to have you here.
I'm very happy to be here.
What do you say to the rumors out there, the rumors that I started, that you're a poor man's Jeremy Borash?
I'm a poor man's Jeremy, but you're probably right. But you didn't have to remind me.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you, man.
And the more often I can say DP, the happier a day it is this for me. So you keep doing what you're doing, DP.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks, Mick.
He is the director of photography. That's right.
Who doesn't love a good DP, Mick Foley, especially at the Gathering? But Tommy Rich firing away at that midsection and then a dreaded knee lift.
Little story for you here. Gordon Soley incorrectly interpreted the crowd chanting fire up as saying fight up.
Wow.
And nobody could find
Wait
it
a minute.
themselves.
Smothers has his feet on the ropes. Isabella Smothers got involved. Tracy Smothers using the ropes for leverage. Are you kidding me? Just like that, Mick Foley.
Smothered and covered.
Covered and smothered like some great Waffle House food.
Here is your winner, Tracy Smothers.
Unbelievable.
Oh.
Tracy Smothers got the Duke. Isabella Smothers, a little bit worse for wear. Our viewers may be a little worse for wear. Getting that view of her, some say ample posterior. Not me, but others.
Listen, we know that wasn't what what these guys are capable of doing.
Of
so let's
course.
go back to the Gordon Soley story. It was Road Dogg, Jesse James, who told me that like nobody could just bring it could find it in themselves to tell Gordon Soley, the dean of wrestling announcers, that he had it wrong. They were not saying fight up and time. They were saying fire up, fire up. Wildfire Tommy Rich, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Thanks for those nuggets of wisdom, those pearls of wrestling insight. Pure genius, McFoley, pure unadulterated genius.
I think my greatest comment thus far was the very correct analysis on Bob Backland's persona.
You were right, and Mick Foley, you're almost calling the spots before they happen. Your knowledge of wrestling runs so deep, deeper than Lake Hepatitis, of course, the body of water that surrounds the gathering of the Juggalos, moat-like, if you will.
Did I mention that I was 800 feet away from Cave in Rock, but I was in another state and the ferry had stopped running? And it took me an hour and a half to drive around, whereas I could have taken a ferry 800 feet across a tiny body of water.
And you know, believe it or not, Mick, Cave in Rock has a lot of similarities to the great city of Los Angeles, California.
Oh yeah?
You know what that is? The area expanded so rapidly that the needs way expanded the original designs of the roads. And as such, it's a bit tricky to get around in both of those places.
Okay, very well put.
You've been there and done that, Mick Foley. And speaking of been there and done that, we have a never-before-done match featuring a couple of guys that changed this business forever, part of that Attitude Era. Some say it was sparked originally by ECW, but both Vince McMahon, WWF, and of course, World Championship Wrestling inspired by it. D-Generation X, the New Age Outlaws, NWO, the JWO, the Juggalo World Order. These two teams changed the game, and tonight, I do believe they're going to square off, Mick.
They're in the ring. Can you let us know, is this the very first time? Has it been done before? I honestly don't know.
It has not been done before. These two teams have never met, and think about it. Just amazing to think how these teams changed the business, and of course, DP, let's have some.
Ladies and gentlemen, legends and icons continues with the following tag team dream match scheduled for one fall.
Got a special guest referee tonight, Mick.
Do we really?
We sure do. Great international superstar. Wait a minute. I may have jumped the gun here, Mick. May have jumped the gun. This is the Gathering, Legends and Icons. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Yeah, we got a little bit of dead time there. Yeah, what a lovely young lady that is. Yeah. That's it.
Listen to that reaction.
Yeah.
Here's another physical specimen, the great Billy Gunn. Call him a badass, call him Mr. Ass. His partner, Brian James, the Road Dogg, has got a live microphone, Mick Foley.
Anything can happen. One of the great mic men, one of my favorite mic men, one of the quickest minds I've ever seen, Road Dogg.
And a great guy to boot.
Cameraman just took a tumble.
Cut the music. Good timing. Welcome to the Gathering!
Whoop, whoop, indeed.
Where anything goes from your nose to your toes, so let's make a little noise. Juggalos!
Yeah.
You damn right. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, tonight, the ICP proudly brings to you the 7-time WWF Tag Team Champions of the World! The Road Dogg, Jesse James, the badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws.
Wow.
And of course, if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Wow.
Good try, but it didn't work.
Unbelievable. I can't believe these two men are here at the gathering.
There's still a magic to those words, man. I was in the ring many times with the Rock.
Sure.
You know, who went on to do
I believe I'm familiar with his work.
Something. He went on to do
Did something else outside the business.
But man, it was electrifying then, and it's really nice to hear it and to see the response they're getting from the Juggalos.
And now, speaking of Juggalos, Mick.
Ladies and gentlemen, their opponents, they represent the Juggalo World Order, accompanied to the ring by Scott Hall, the team of XPac, and Big Sexy, Nash!
Wow, can you believe it? Look at this shot here. Three of the greatest in the game. They changed the game, and they're down with the JWO, Mick Foley, Juggalo World Order.
Really cool, and for reasons that only a few people may even know about, the person I'm happiest to see is Sean Waltman, XPac. We've got a few things in common. We really bonded recently, and haven't gotten to see him in a long time. And it was like seeing a best friend for the first time, if that makes any sense.
No, it sure does, and I can imagine with a friendship like the two of you had, years may pass, but it's like moments passed when you finally do see each other. You guys haven't missed a step. What great talent, what great people are in and around this ring right now.
Kevin Nash, by the way, was the only other person on the card who had to take the ferry over. The difference being, he actually caught the ferry. I had to drive an hour and a half to navigate those 800 feet.
You know, I did read in the Pro Wrestling Torch that you could see Kevin Nash's silhouette in front of the moon as that ferry departed, leaving Mick Foley high and dry.
Well, I was a few hours behind him, but it was just crazy that I thought that FRY stood for freeway. I was like, oh, Cave and Rock Freeway must be a pretty big town, and then it was like, you are at the Cave and Rock Ferry, and it closed at 10 o'clock.
Wait a minute. Scott Hall's got a live microphone, Mick Foley.
Or is it live?
Hey, yo.
Whoa.
For years and years, we've been taking a little survey about whether you came to see WCW or whether you came to see That was a little lame, but I'll give you another chance. But I always wondered if it came down to the two hottest tag teams in the world, how many people came to see DX?
Quite a warm response.
Nice response.
How many people came to see the NWO?
He's leading the audience there.
Sing along with Scott
the
Hall.
vocal intonation there. You know, I do that with my kids. Like
It's really close, but survey says one more for the bad guys.
See, that's not fair, because I could say to my kids, hey kids, you want to go to Disney
and
World?
if you ain't down with that,
Afghanistan.
then I got 2 words for you. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop indeed, Sean Waltman. Unbelievable to have these three men in the ring together once again. It's been quite a time since these three have been together.
Now, Sean Waltman and Kevin Nash are both there. They're both veterans of the gathering. Am I right?
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time,
This
I'd
is
like
Sean
to
Waltman's
introduce you
first,
the special
but
referee
Kevin Nash
for
has
this
been here.
match.
And we do have a special ref, Mick.
Yeah, you made me look bad again. Again, you could have just shook your hat or... oh, yeah. Am I right? No, you're not right, Mick. Vampiro.
Vampiro, Fashion Institute as well. But look, now he's wearing the referee stripes. Could be a first time on these shores.
He's making it look good, too.
Whoa, little heat between those two. Little square off there with Billy Gunn. You know, a referee's job, Mick, and you've been in the stripes many times. It's to call it down the middle, as the great Bill Alfonso would say.
I'll go on record saying a guy like Vampiro is not going to come to the gathering just to call it down the middle.
Really?
I mean, I know a little bit about being a guest referee.
Sure.
2001 bra and panties match.
Sure.
Trish Stratus and Lita
Oh, my.
against Stacy Keibler and Tori.
Oh.
Not a bad place to be.
Definitely.
What about Stacy? Now she's together with George Clooney. What a power couple.
I believe the verb is boinking. I believe that's the technical verb. Two great people. I wish them nothing but the best.
If George is smart, he will look beyond the outer boinking beauty.
Of course.
She is a lovely young lady, and honestly, I was so happy when I saw that she was trending. In this business sometimes that means something bad has happened, and so when I clicked on and saw that she and George Clooney were a couple, I was overjoyed for both of them.
And many happy returns to both of them. And now, I don't know how many happy returns we're going to... Look at that. The road... Oh, Kevin Nash cuts him off with that big signature knee.
Signatures. Let's see if he measures them up in the corner here. And believe me, Kevin Nash brings those thighs to the midsection.
Wait a minute.
He's going to measure them.
It's a good way to get a cauliflower ear. Good way to catch a concussion. Big Kevin Nash, 7 feet of fury. Who could forget the incredible reaction he got at the Royal Rumble? But wait a minute. Look at the Road Dogg. Little shucking and jiving.
Patented Road Dogg there.
No. Nash almost had him goozled.
A little embrace there.
Strange pungent aroma filling the air here, Mick Foley.
Yeah, reminds me of my first Kinks concert in 1981.
Kind of smells like my Uncle Larry's army jacket. Now I'm kind of putting some things together.
Not that Kinks fans were particularly partaking of the substance, but it was my first concert, and that stuff was kind of everywhere at the time. Never once took it, never inhaled. Believe it or not, that was seen as an oddity in wrestling because I was not an inhaler.
Sean Waltman is a man who has never disguised his fondness for inhalation of the possible burning of herbs wrapped in paper. Now, of course, the advent of the vaporizer. But the thing about XPac, Sean Waltman, he's so quick.
You said, of course, like I would know that. I had no idea that people were using vaporizers.
It's true.
Really?
And this way, no carcinogens. You have all of the benefit with none of the detriment.
Okay. I'll go on record as saying, even as a guy who never even tried the stuff, I would much rather be in a room full of marijuana users than a room full of drunks.
And of course, I'm sure that goes back to your days bouncing at the Checkmate early on in Long Island.
You have done your research. You, sir, are a professional.
And those are not notes. That's from the Dome, Mick Foley. It's not lip service to say I've been a follower of your career, but so is everyone hearing and watching this. And look at Sean Waltman. Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing. The speed, unbelievable. It's amazing to see Sean Waltman dwarfed by the size of Billy Gunn. Look at that.
Billy Gunn is an awesome physical specimen and an intense competitor.
Whoa.
XPac, for me, I look at XPac, he's got another run in him.
A million percent.
He's got another run. And what he's doing, not that I know this, but what I see and hear just about his performances, every night is a showcase.
Whoa.
So that word gets around that this guy's got it back again.
He sure does. Bronco Buster. Sean Waltman writing an entire new chapter on his great career. Started as the Lightning Kid, but we could see an end right here with that beautiful stiff clothesline by the badass Billy Gunn.
As a former wrestler, I wouldn't use beautiful and stiff in the same sentence. There's nothing beautiful about a stiff clothesline.
Fair enough, sir, and you do owe me at least 2 to 3 connections, so I will accept that with vigor and say thank you, sir. May I have another?
Please, yeah. You know who said that in the Animal House movie?
I sure do.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon. Everyone's just a few degrees away, man.
I'm only 1 degree away.
Wow.
Yeah, I was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with Kevin Bacon.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Even after we were both eliminated, we sat in the crowd and hung out together, had a really uncomfortable conversation out there.
But speaking of uncomfortable, what does it feel like, Mick, when you're locked in a move like that? You know, Vampiro's not even checking to see if it's a choke.
I don't think it is. I think Vampiro's been around the ring long enough to know that he's got that against the carotid artery and not the throat.
Absolutely.
Wearing down XPac here.
But when you shut off that flow of blood in the carotid artery, you shut off the brain, Mick, and that is the HQ, if you will, the nervous system. It's 1, 2, 3.
And that's the secret of RP, Roddy Piper, putting people out at the comedy shows.
It's true. Unbelievable. Wait a minute. Sean Waltman rallying this crowd. There are fans of both factions here, but right now they are firmly behind the great JWO, Sean Waltman. Listen to this, Mick Foley.
I like it.
Caught him right on the point of that chin.
Oh! Patented road dog leg drop, knee drop, rather.
The knee is part of the leg, as you know, Mick Foley, so you are a 100,000,000% correct.
No, I was not. That was a verbal faux pas. Is this a slow cat?
Is it? Like tiny bit.
Yeah. Calling it right down the line? Perhaps not.
Vampiro may have been sipping on some scissor prior to this. He maybe had some drink, appears to be moving in slow motion, baby. But now tag is made. Patented double team offense. Ducks the double clothesline. Beautiful double clothesline of his own.
Really impressed by XPac here. He's one of the guys who's turning back the hands of time, really putting on an impressive performance.
Unbelievable, what a talent, what a mind for the business. And speaking of talent, here comes Big Sexy himself.
And Big Sexy can still bring it, man. I had a heck of a Donnybrook, as they say.
Sure.
Ooh, a couple of years ago, the big boot. Everything he does
is big.
And brought with authority.
Absolutely, the ultimate authority, because who's going to tell him otherwise? Wait a minute, he's got him goozled. Big choke slam. Almost through that beautiful royal blue mat. Hooks the leg. Vampiro, 2. Now that counts seemed like a traditional count.
A little bit more legitimate, although Vampiro a little slow getting down to the knees. A lot of wear and tear, working that Mexico-Japan.
Whoa!
Oh, man!
Crowd seems to enjoy it.
Yeah, seems to be working pretty good there.
Wait a minute. Nash gets the cover. A little help from Vamp. 2, 3, fast count. DJ Clay ring the bell.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners. The Juggalo World Order XPac and Big Sexy Kevin Nash, accompanied by Scott Hall.
What's the motivation, Mick? I got to ask you, why would Vampiro do that?
I don't know of any history between the two of them. I don't know. I see him doing something with the shirt here.
Wait a minute.
Big Sexy.
I see the hatchet, man. Wait a minute. Vampiro sporting those JWO colors. Wait a minute. Do we have a new member of the JWO, Mick Foley?
It is, as we used to say, appears as if someone is in cahoots. Come on over here. Yeah, come on over here. But they want to talk to you. I got a camera here. FaceTime. Come on,
No need to diss Mick Foley, but history being made here, Mick. Personal slight aside, we've got a new member of the great JWO faction. Look at this. Pictures worth 1,000,000 words. History made. Vampiro, join the league, man. Join the JWO.
He looks good. He looks like he belongs there.
These guys thankfully lined up in size order, making it easy to see Scott Hall putting up that sign of the Wolf Pack. Don't turn your back on the Wolf Pack.
I'll do that sign sometimes, like against the movie screen. It looks like a bunny. Yeah. Kev. Kev, want to make sure that leg is okay. It looks like you were limping a little bit, Big Sexy.
Mostly the drive, but actually it was the ferry crossing that sent me back tonight.
Hey, man, hey, can I say something? How good does XPac look out there, man? It's like...
It's amazing, especially that ring's a little bit rough, too. You know, that's the whole thing out there is bouncy rings like that. XPac looked amazing.
I know a lot of what we do here is honor the past, but I'm telling you, XPac's got another major run left in him if the right people look his way.
Absolutely.
And so does Kevin Nash, to be honest. Incredible performance tonight, Big Kev.
Oh, thanks.
I'm going to send out a little text to one John Laurinaitis here.
Yeah.
XPac looked good. Hey, Sean, come on over here, man.
Vampiro saying he wants Corporal Robinson to take notice.
Hey, Sean, I've got this gimmick I just developed where I'm talking to the guys after the show.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, with all respect to most of the guys out here, a lot of what we're doing is turning back the hands of time, paying honor to the legends. But, man, I'm going on record as saying you've got another run left in you.
Oh,
it looks like you're out there with a purpose, like every match is a sign to people that you've still got something left in the tank.
Thank you, Mick. I appreciate that. You know, I'll be honest with you. I kind of blew up out there.
Hey, I didn't notice it.
Well, I did.
Well, I don't think the fans here or the fans at home notice, Sean Waltman.
Thanks, man. I'm just happy to be here, Mick.
Well, hey, this is, as a shoot, I'm gonna. Not that I've got a lot of swing, but and I don't have a signal, so I can't do it. I'm gonna text the best people I can and tell them I saw you in action and you looked as good as ever.
Thank you, Mick.
That's every little bit
awesome,
counts, right, man? Thank you, Sean.
It's great to see you, and it's awesome to be here together.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Fantastic to be here.
That's right. And you know what I also learned tonight? Bob Backland is batshit crazy.
He is for real for a shoot, right? He's out of his fucking mind.
He's out of his mind.
He's got a memory like sharp
It's
as a
unbelievable. But yeah, he's gone. He's gone. Hey, thanks, Sean. Great to see you.
Thank you both.
All right.
Thank you, Sean.
Sorry, I wish I feel bad. I feel like I didn't live up to my standards.
No.
Oh, you did, and then some.
You know what I saw? I mean, that to me, that drive is there. The talent's there. You haven't missed a step, and somebody's missing the boat if you don't get another chance on the big stage. All right, I mean it.
I think in everything in its time.
All right, man. You deserve it,
Thank you so much,
You got it, man.
Congratulations, Sean. Well done.
Yeah.
Now, you know, Mick, give it up for Sean Waltman, JWO. But one thing I want to talk about, Vampiro is headlining Bloody Mania tomorrow night. First time ever, Juggalo versus Juggalo, as he faces Corporal Robinson for that JCW title. But making it further of a one-of-a-kind match, Vampiro just joined an organization that Corporal Robinson, Too Tough Tony, and ICP are a part of, the JWO. It's Juggalo versus Juggalo, main event of Bloody Mania tomorrow night, $5 pay-per-view, Mick.
That's amazing. Amazing, and I'm sure it'll be well attended. And I believe Bono's coming in to sing the song, you know.
Absolutely.
Mania, Bloody. Sunday, Bloody Sunday, sorry.
Mania, Bloody Mania.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's coming. I don't want to false advertise Bono. I'm sure he's got. You know what? I will sign your hat in between these razor sharp calls I'm making. Sound good? Thank you.
Mick Foley, an icon, being loved by the fans here in attendance. I know you're enjoying his commentary at home, soon to be on DVD.
You know what I'll do is, as soon as the fans tune in and watch a little DP, I'll sign that hat.
There you go. Mick Foley, what a generous individual, not just generous to the disabled and to veterans, also to these great fans of professional wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, Juggalo Championship Wrestling Legends and Icons presents your main event of the evening. It is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
Thanks, Mick. You got it, buddy.
Now, Mick, that's one song, you know what it means.
It tugs at the heartstrings. Desperado.
From the Double Cross Ranch in Amarillo, Texas.
You know, Juggalos are bowing down to Terry Funk.
Terry Funk, no stranger to the gathering of the Juggalos, no stranger to Juggalo Championship Wrestling. Unbelievable to see him here, and I, for one, I don't want Terry Funk to quote-unquote come to his senses. I enjoy seeing this man contribute to this business and to society and the world in general. What a hell of a man Terry Funk is, Mick Foley.
And now here's the irony. Bob Backland, straightest arrow in the world, when he's in the ring, batshit crazy outside.
Sure.
Terry Funk, one of the kindest, nicest people, one of the most giving people in the history of the business, just turns it on when he's in there. He ratchets it up. I don't care how old he is, he's still one of the most dangerous men out there. Look at Penzer. Penzer better get out of the ring.
He's bitch slapping David Penzer. Penzer should powder out Mick Foley. Damn, this is about to turn ugly.
I guess we found somebody who does not enjoy DP. Yeah.
If it was me, I would have powdered out.
Funk would not be slapping Jeremy Borash around like that. Because Borash would have had the good sense to hit the road.
Wow. David Penzer shook. Straight up bitch slap Mick Foley repeatedly.
That's all you can say.
You know what that means, Mick.
Oh, I do. Hot Rod is in the house.
I'm sure.
Yeah. With the ace.
His opponent, accompanied to the ring by Cowboy Bob Orton, from Glasgow, Scotland, Rudy Piper!
Wow. David Penzer still being beaten and admonished.
Down, put a microphone, Piper. You know, I'm going to tell you something, Piper, and you better keep your ass on the outside of the ring. And I might just run your ass out there.
Whoa.
Now, I want to tell you something, Piper. My daddy, you know, I was an actor. I was an actor. Is this guy an actor? Hell no. He's not an actor. He's the worst actor of the bunch.
What?
The Rock was better than him. And I certainly was better than you. But no, you don't treat me with any respect whatsoever. What's wrong with you, Piper? I demand a little bit of a respect. You know, you're an idiot. My daddy, my daddy, he always told me if you breed an idiot horse to an idiot horse, do you know what you get? You get an idiot. And you had idiot, stupid, ignorant parents.
What?
That's what you had.
Are you kidding me, Terry Funk?
And when you breed idiot, stupid parents to each other, what they produce is another goddamned idiot. And that's what you are, Piper. You are a phony, faking wrestler, and I am not. You faker, you phony, you piece of crap, you cowdom. Oh, what are you doing in here, Orton? Get out of the goddamn ring.
Roddy Piper wants that microphone. I can't believe the things Terry Funk just said about him.
Man, I've never heard anybody address Roddy Piper, a certifiable legend in our business, in quite that way.
Unbelievable.
Well, before I kick your ass, let me address that. I heard that pitiful music you had, Desperado. Let me tell you about your family. You're funked, your brother was funked, your father was funked, and I funked your mother.
What? Raising
you think you're a tough guy? You think you're...
Wait a minute.
I don't care for here the cows go home.
Oh my God. Terry Funk just losing control of himself here.
Now Piper's going to work with that microphone. Both of them just laying the boots in on Terry Funk here.
Oh my God, just whipping Terry Funk. And why is Cowboy Bob Orton in the ring? Whipping him like a government mule.
He's supposed to be outside the ring. Piper doing the damage outside while Cowboy Ace Orton stands in.
Very unorthodox. No way Terry Funk could have prepared for this. Terry Funk being whipped out of this arena, being choked now on that barricade. Referee Drew Taylor doing his best. You can't stop these men. You can only hope to contain them as they battle up on that barricade.
Piper appears to be biting Terry Funk.
Oh my God, just lacing up that head with those forearms, choking him with the very, oh my God.
Low blow.
Funked his mother, I mean, really?
You know, I was not aware of bad blood that existed between those two, but obviously we overlooked something.
Absolutely. When men have accomplished this, you know, these guys are both at the pinnacle, two of the all-time greatest ever to lace up some boots and call it professional rivalry, call it what you will. But there's some heat. Bob Orton's up on the ring apron. I mean, well, look at Funk.
Laps and right jabs, sizing up with that big left hand, which I can tell you from experience, will sting a little bit.
A little bit of an all-righted potato in there. Terry Funk serving him up. Whoa, that's Piper's own move, locking him in the sleeper. Unbelievable. Piper's in that submission hold, Mick Foley.
And now Bob Orton's in. Hey, that's not supposed to happen.
What, has Bob Backland's forearm been broken for, what, 25 years now, Mick Foley?
Bob Orton, by the way.
My bad.
It's a slow healing bone, may have been the navicular bone, very poor blood supply, oxygen supply.
This is just the referee's lost control, Mick.
The referee's lost control. It's now 2-on-1. Just not right.
Not right at all.
You know, I don't know if I'm going to take this.
Are you kidding me? Mick Foley.
That's 2-on-1.
Terry Funk's in there by himself, Mick Foley. You guys have a history.
No, he's not going to be there much longer.
Are you kidding me, Mick Foley? Wrestling history's been made.
Got the belt. I'm gonna do something.
Mick Foley is headed to the ring. Oh my God. Mick Foley cannot stand by for another moment. As Terry Funk, it's a numbers game here. Cowboy Bob Orton, Roddy Piper, belt. Wait a minute. Mick Foley's in the ring. Mick Foley is in the JCW Legends and Icons ring. Cowboy Bob Orton squaring off with them. Unbelievable. Look at those potatoes. Funk, Crimson Mask, Piper throwing blows. Faster than I could call it, Mick Foley. Oh my God. Roddy Piper is lighting up the head of Terry Funk, the Crimson Mask flowing. Cactus Sack chant going up here at the gathering of the Juggalos. Legends and Icons, Foley's up. Funk's on his feet. Are you kidding me? They were both part of the Great Stranglemania series, available from HatchetGear.com. And now, call them Cactus and Terry, call them what you will, but they're here in the ring. I'm almost in awe. Not almost, I'm fully in awe of what I'm seeing, Juggalos. Roddy Piper, Cowboy Bob Orton. This has turned into a tag almost under Texas Tornado rules, and this crowd is loving that Mick Foley is rocking the dome, rocking the nut. Are you kidding me? No. Mick Foley just ate that iron ring post. Oh my God, Terry Funk rolls him up. 1, 2, no. Funk broke it up. Sorry, Piper broke it up. 2. Are you kidding me? It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game, David Penzer. What is going on? Piper and Orton won the match. Are you kidding me?
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners, Cowboy Bob Orton and Roddy Piper.
What? 3 count, are you kidding me? Oh my God. Roddy Piper letting a few fans know they're #1, but look at Terry Funk. He's got fight in him, and he's got Mick Foley standing by his side. Can't believe what I'm seeing. Cameraman, please get a shot of the great Mick Foley standing there with a bloody face. Thank you in the truck. What a night it's been for Juggalo Championship Wrestling, Legends and Icons. We will, of course, be back tomorrow for Bloody Mania. $5 pay-per-view, psychopathiclive.com. Unprecedented, Mick Foley made his return to the ring. History made. Mick's got a live mic.
I came in the ring and I didn't do a hell of a lot once I got in there. And did you see me trip when I tried to get in? There's a reason why I'm retired. But I want to tell you guys something, with the exception of a few people who threw some stuff. I was a little worried about coming here. When you guys watch this show, you're going to see there are some moments just of genuine, where we just love doing this stuff. Love seeing the guys out here. We appreciate the respect you guys showed the legends of this business. And if you'll have me, I'll come back next year to the gathering of the Juggalos.
Whoa. Whoop, whoop.
Hey, and I damn sure don't want to wrestle you, Mick.
chance.
No more. But I'd love to have you as my partner.
Wow.
Thank you. I believe I've still got to do a set of comedy at around 4 a.m. Maybe we'll see some of you guys there. Thanks for coming out tonight. Really appreciate it.
Unprecedented. What a warm welcome from everyone here. What a historic night it's been. Mick Foley out of retirement. Austin Idol out of retirement. So many great memories. So much history made. Unbelievable. Hard to even call it.
Terry, come on over here.
Terry Funk, come on over if you will.
Oh, how bad did I suck out there, huh?
Let's talk to the people at home, Terry.
Terry, I mean, geez, I kind of stunk the place up there. I feel kind of responsible.
I got a real disdain for Piper. I don't respect him. You know, he's made some.
Why? Why?
He's made snide remarks about me and my acting ability, and says that I was just a flash in the pan. You know, and I did TV series, I did movies, and everything else. And then he did that damn. What was it?
They live.
They live. You know. Well, they lived, but he died after that one, I'll tell you that for sure. Piper he's a vicious man to me, and it's because jealousy. And I know I'm older than him, and I feel 105, you know, but the older you get, the nastier and meaner you get, and that's what I want to be, is nasty and mean.
Hey,
I want to be nasty and mean like you whenever I get your age.
Wow.
I'm kidding you. I'm talking about hey, his body's had some rough times through the years. He's a little older than his age.
And what about my pride when I got out there and I fell and then I didn't get any offense in?
You
God, come on. Jeez.
Well, I rolled around a little bit myself out there trying.
Hey, but it's great to see you out here. They're shutting the lights down on us. We had a great time, did we not?
You know what, Mick Foley, we sure did. It was an honor for me to be part of this Legends and Icons event with you. I am, of course, your boy KG, the voice of Juggalo Championship Wrestling. Join us on Psychopathic Live tomorrow and every 2 weeks for our great $5 pay-per-view series.
And you know, there was an actor in the 70s who did porn named Gil. Yeah, yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Did he ever work with Christy Canyon?
No, he was before Christy's time. Brickhouse Brown.
Well, on behalf of Mick Foley, on behalf of Brickhouse Brown, on behalf of everyone at the gathering of the Juggalos, Legends, and Icons, we want to say thank you. We love you. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. And we'll see you real soon, Juggalos. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.